All right, here we go. Let's get them all in here. Hello, hello. Can you hear us? Hello.
There we go. Oh, there it goes.
Hi.
It's calling.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? Good? Everyone's good?
Yeah.
It's officially almost 2 weeks away from half of the year of 2022. Isn't that crazy? We're already 5 months in.
Damn.
Stop telling me these
Right,
things.
you have to remind us.
Yeah, I have to, because life goes by fast. Well, you
Fuck
already know who I am.
2022.
Everybody knows who I am. This is we have new people on tonight, so everybody that's here, welcome. We're gonna do some introduction to get things going, so we can start with the topics. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, girlfriendless. Girlfriendless.
Yo, what up? My name is Girlfriendless, aka Fatherless. Your boy, you're another vibes. Anyways, I Twitch stream. I shake my ass on TikTok still. Nobody's gonna change that. Yeah, I stream Thursdays and Sundays, and that's where you can catch me. Fatherless407 on Twitch. You hear me?
I love it. I love the. What is that mic stand?
Trojan sent it to me.
Okay, dude. All right. All right. Well, welcome back. Hope all is well. I like the
Yes,
new
sir.
background.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Next up, Haunted Youth. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back, guys. Hello, everybody. I am Haunted Youth. I am a variety streamer. I stream about 4 to 5 days a week, and I do a little thing, a lot of chaotic stuff, a lot of little things, a lot of fun stuff. I'm doing a D&D campaign currently, so if you guys are into that, you should check out my channel. Thanks for having me on, Chris.
I love that. Welcome back. It was nice meeting you again. Had some fun.
Yeah, me too. It was so fun.
All right. Next up, welcome back, Amanda Lou.
Oh, I was just in the middle of taking a picture.
Yo, take it live. Take it live.
Take it live.
Take it live. Hype her up. Let's go. Hey, let's go.
I got you. You need lighting? I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody put their phones up in the air. You hear me?
We
Hi.
did that shit for... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm Amanda Lou. I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually just a bunch of different games. Right now we're playing Breath of the Wild on Master Mode, and I'm failing epically hard, but that's okay. I took a break today to come here, because I love it here,
Thank you, Amanda.
and that's not sarcasm. But yeah, that's it.
Are you drinking Sosa?
I am.
Yo, shout it out.
God.
Shout it out.
So, thank you. Oh my god.
Use code Kurly20 in the chat if you want to order some
Curly
Sosa.
20?
There you go. Yeah,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I got it.
They get, what, $10? 20%? 20% off?
the order,
Shit.
yeah. That's
I'm
good.
gonna get Ringo next time because they didn't have that flavor in the store.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, welcome to the Barcast, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me again.
Definitely. Next up, Wonderland.
Hi. So my name is Wonderland. I stream, I'm starting to get back into streaming slowly. I work in the nightlife industry, like strip clubs and bars, and this is my third time here, I believe. And I'm happy to be here.
back.
Welcome to the show, Wonderland. Nice to have you back. And then I keep going over here to talk to the mic, and it's a fucking light. All right. Welcome back, and I hope you have some fun tonight. And we have some good topics. So I know you're very engaging, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, this is gonna be lit.
All right, Fandom, you're next.
Yo, what up? I'm Fang, or Fangdom. I stream Monday through Friday. I guess I'm a variety streamer now. I played VR games today for the first time. I do a lot of just chatting. I do tarot readings, live talks, where I just harass trolls whenever they come in. I also do like professional fire spinning. We're gonna start doing a lot of IRL streams next week when all my stuff comes in. But yeah, I also have some Soso. Shout out Soso Sake. Thanks, Chris, for giving me a
Hell
whole
yeah.
bottle. Whole
Yeah,
can.
you got a whole can. Let's go. W.
Use code MOTE20.
No, no,
for
code Kurly20, bro. Come on, don't be doing that to me like that. Damn.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome to the show. Nice to see you. Galaxy Moses, welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me again. It's good to be back. You can call me Moses. I'm a variety streamer. I have a dog named Bella, and I was doing soldering last time on stream. That was fun. Sometimes I'm going to K-Pot, and I'm autistic too. So that's it. That's part of my personality, apparently.
Well, welcome back to the show. Yeah, welcome back. I hope you have some fun. All right, next up. Who else do we have to come back? Cat Jam, you're up.
Hey everybody, I'm Cat Jam. I'm a just chatting streamer. I try and stream 2 times a week, Friday, Saturday. I've been on a little break for the month, but I'm coming back this Friday, so I'm so excited. And yeah, this is my second time here, and it was a blast the first time, so I can't wait to meet this cast and get to know you all. And yeah, thanks for having me here.
Thanks for being here, Cat Jam.
Excuse me.
Next up, K. Marie. Thank you for the raid, too.
You're welcome. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, having fun.
Same. We'll have fun. We can do a shoey together.
I don't have a shoe.
Oh, thank God.
I'm sure somebody that does.
No,
right?
There's no way I'm drinking out of Lydia's shoe. There's no way.
I've never worn before.
Huh?
Okay, well, I'll do a shoey.
You have shoes that you never worn before? Yeah. I'm not going to use your shoe.
She's gonna lie to you.
So you never wore. You want me to do a shoey?
Yeah.
Who is that?
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You do?
That?
I'm sorry.
Oh
Who is that?
Kind of.
There's somebody trapped in your room.
Okay. How did you hear this part? Of all the
How long
times.
have I been standing here?
Damn it. If you really want me to do a shoey, I'll do a shoey.
100%.
Oh my God.
Really?
Sure, go get it. Yeah, I'll do a shoey with you in a second. Once
Hell
you
yeah.
Go ahead and do your intro.
Okay. Hi. I'm Kay. I do art the majority of the week, but I also DJ on weekends. I'm a huge DJ. I've been here a lot, and I'm totally going to embarrass myself tonight.
Hey, yo.
I love that.
I felt that.
Yeah. I need to go find a stiletto. I'll be right back.
All right, go have fun with that. All right, next up, Andre. Nice to have you back.
Yo, I'm A4 Andre. I used to stream a lot, but I made some money, and now I don't stream as much anymore. I just watch movies and hang out with my dogs. I want to show you guys the dogs. This is Atlas and Rhea. Can you see him?
Oh, hi.
They're the cutest.
Those are cute dogs.
They're besties.
I'm Andre. I don't stream. I'm rich. I don't need to. Next.
Okay, there you go. I love it. Archie, you're next.
What's up, everybody? My name's Archie, and I stream New World full-time. I'm a variety streamer. Anything that comes to try-hard gaming, or if you guys in the chat want me to play any game you guys want, if you guys collect 1 million channel points, cash money on my channel, you can force me to play any game you want. So far, every one of you guys are sick, forcing me to play horror games. That's basically at the moment. And I used to do IRL. Met Chris in person. He's a breathtaking individual, and everybody in this cast. And K. Marie's an artist. You'll see over here. He made this for me. A lot of these people, I can't wait to get a chance to meet in person. I can't showcase all
There's
of
a
them.
lot of people you're going to meet. I'm excited for them to meet you too, Archie.
100%. This is awesome. Banged them. Freaking professional as hell. Talking.
All right, well, next time that we're partying, I really hope we have some fun time.
100%.
So I'm really excited. All right, well, let's go ahead and reveal the full cast again. Did I miss anybody? No? Wow, I'm getting better at this. It only took me 3 years, so. All right. Well, everyone that's here, I just want to say thank you for showing up for episode 170 on 5/18/2022. We're going to have some really great topics. Let's go ahead and cheers to everyone. And I guess I'm doing a shoey, too, after this.
I might have worn this one a few times.
What?
I might have worn it a few times.
You wore it a few times?
Maybe.
You're putting them in Converse?
She wants me to use this one?
That's such a nice shoe.
It is a nice shoe.
You're just disinfecting it. It's okay.
No.
We'll frame it after.
I'll take you after?
We'll frame it.
Frame it?
No.
Put it in a box.
We're going to put a box and frame it? Episode
Listen.
170?
I'll take a pour.
Listen, I don't know if there's a magic trick. Do you guys put plastic in there? Like, is there?
No.
No, bro, we just do it straight out the shoe. Archie.
Pour it in there.
Can you do me a favor, Chris? Just for the cast to understand. Put your nose right in there, one deep breath.
The mic's all over.
Oh, God, it does smell!
It doesn't smell.
Oh, don't do it, Chris. Don't do it. Listen.
This is really funny.
This is not fair.
All right.
Being yelled at.
Can you grab me a so-so, please?
You guys are sick.
Thank you.
I have to.
So
I made the
chewy.
commitment. No.
Galaxy is drinking out of an aquarium.
Listen, you have to stay hydrated.
I feel you on that.
I don't know how this even happened. Kay, you're the one that did this.
My mom's gagging.
I've got a gag. Did you actually wear that? Hey, Kay.
Who else is doing a shoey?
Yeah,
Have you worn that before?
Only like a handful of times.
Can you do a shoey with wine, or is that wrong?
Of course.
Do it with that.
You're sure
As long as you don't
want.
care if it stains like the inside.
I only have Crocs and those have holes on the outside.
Archie, you're next.
Archie?
Archie, you're next.
All the more
She just presented to you on a fucking platter.
Archie, I'm gonna need you to calm down because if I spit this on my monitor, I'm not gonna be happy.
I'm gonna mute myself.
All right.
Okay, good.
Okay. I'm just gonna mute.
Will it leak through the shoe?
I don't know.
Okay.
Ew.
It's gonna leak through the shoe.
Yeah, it's gonna
All
seep
right.
through the.
I never took a shoe
Autumn.
out of someone else's shoe. That's first. What a best friend is for, right?
Oh, God. Bestie vibes only.
You know, I feel like I'm only would do this with you because.
Stop stalling. Just do it.
Yeah, no,
Holy shit, do it or don't.
Scared. He's scared.
Yeah, okay? You fuckers aren't doing it out of someone else's shoe, so shut up.
No.
we didn't get asked to.
Yeah.
I have kidney stones. What are you trying to make me do?
Trying to kill him.
What?
He's already girlfriendless.
Is everyone?
Oh.
Oh
I
God.
mean, okay, ready? 3, 2,
kill
1,
him.
go.
Yeah.
He's pouring like a whole
A lot. It was like a lot.
A lot of chewy.
Is it
Oh
not
my gosh, you took a
leak?
picture of it.
Not bad.
You got caught in 4K.
Yeah, everyone's face is just.
I got you wet.
Or the whole
Kind of
thing.
tastes like the last wedding I went
I should have known that. The Converse.
to. Are you serious?
Did it come out of the holes on the side?
Are you trying to get me wasted?
Yes.
Jaeger, dude?
That's your solution?
Chocolate wasted.
My mom just brought me Jaeger to combat the
Your mom.
whatever
will
is.
Will your mom say hello to us?
Mom.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you. All right, let's get the show going. If you're listening, I apologize.
How do you feel?
Me? Oh, just
Yeah.
tastes like alcohol. You ever been to a dive bar and drink and they don't wash the cups?
Ew.
Oh, my condom.
The next drink washes it. It's fine.
Yeah, you're good. Oh, there's lipstick on this. I'll just drink from the other side.
Yeah.
Okay,
alcohol.
Means
that's
food
fine. I'm
comes out
talking
the
about the
bottom.
shoe, guys. That's like you're licking someone's foot almost. if you
But
think
the
about it.
alcohol
see
like
this?
burns the germs away.
Mix them.
Cleans the germs.
Mix them, Kay. Mix them.
What are you trying to
How
do?
that works.
Kat, did you do it?
Double fist.
Did I do it?
Yeah, just
Hell no.
double fisted.
Why are you making me feel like it's a good idea?
That's a great idea. You should do it. Go
Have you ever
ahead.
tried
Yeah,
it?
you should do it. Yeah,
Go
Don't
ahead.
fucking take a try. Go for
I'm
it.
good. I'm good. I'm
Not the Jaeger, girl. I'm sorry.
I don't want to ruin my shoe.
Some
Take
people-
that medicine
All right,
back.
we'll do.
Watch
If
the
you want to do a
Eagles.
show, you can do one later. Let's go with the first topic. Everyone that's here, thank you again. Thank you for watching.
All right, wait. Before Chris starts with the topic, I have kidney stones. If somebody drops 10 gifted right now, I swear to God, I'll down a whole thing.
No, it doesn't work.
No.
No,
you can't
don't do that.
No, I'm joking, I'm joking.
I know your
Apple
girlfriend
juice.
is, so you don't need to go down that dark
Apple
end.
juice.
You don't need to be liverless.
Yeah. Maybe you can just have a big water for all of
Yeah.
us. That's good.
There you go.
Hydrate.
Done.
Let's start with the
Nice.
first topic. Who wants to start off without knowing what it is?
Me.
Ew.
Sure.
Chris is now going down the list and being like, which one is targeted to fatherless?
All right. What is something that is a huge turnoff to you?
Everything that happened last week.
Well, this is your podcast. Talk about it.
I don't know, like just
What
not
are-
being
what-
truthful, bro. Just
Okay.
doing one thing, like saying one thing and doing another. You know,
So while dating,
Know what I
something,
mean?
what is a big turnoff to you?
lying.
Lying.
Yeah, like any type of lie.
How do you
Even if
react
it's,
when
like,
someone
baby-ass
hurts
lie.
you? And they are
Me?
truthful. Yeah. How do you react when somebody's truthful to you? Like if I said like, I can't invite you to this party because nobody likes you.
I take it, bro.
Yeah.
I can't like complain about it. What do you want me to do? Cry about it? Like if
No, it depends on your one-time reaction. They take that and then they make that into a future calculation that they can't tell you anything because you overreacted one time.
Well, yeah, I'll just take it, bro. I'd just be like, all right, it is what
I'd
it
rather
is.
someone be more blunt about things than try to hide things, and then they say like, I don't like when people will sacrifice themselves. I don't think that's right. So they'll lie about something to sacrifice themselves of seeing another one get hurt.
There's also people that say they tell the truth and they're just assholes and they're like, oh, but I'm just honest, and it's not really true. You're just being a dick. So somewhere in between, right?
That's true. That is true.
Honestly.
I feel like East Coast people are like that, maybe.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right. Relax.
I'll tell you my
I'm not gonna
pet peeve or is
deny
it red
it.
flag. What was the question again?
Turn-offs.
What is turn off when you're dating
Lack
someone?
of communication.
Big turn off.
Oh, God.
Yeah, specifically what kind? Like,
I would say, I mean, we all understand ghosting. Yeah, it's just a form of communication because they don't want to say anything that would lead in. It's already said and done. If this person genuinely wants to be in your life, they'll continue talking to you or want to involve with you. If they're not talking to you anymore, that is a form of communication. A lot of people don't like that. But a lack of communication is when the individual expects you to, follow them, understand what they're doing. Like, hey, you didn't read my email, that's why I'm not there. Like, we made this huge event and you didn't show up. I'm like, and then basically making you feel like crap because of your current lifestyle or whatnot. So a lack of communication, if said individual did not see, like, let's say a text, you don't basically see it within an hour, that individual basically just writes you off and they basically move on in their life. They just expect that communication to be within the minute versus asking like, hey, what is your current lifestyle like right now? And because since I started Twitch streaming, you sit there for 8 hours and you have family members literally expecting you to pick up the phone call like you used to when you were younger, and they just destroy you thinking that you don't like them anymore. I'm like, oh my God, no, I do. I just have a different lifestyle.
That's true.
I gotta think like that then.
But I really think going off that, like, ghosting is the most, I think, hurtful thing, because ghosting is when you start to, like, show the opposite of your communication skills.
Yep.
And so most people give you, like, the benefit of the doubt, thinking there's other things going on in your life, but then they are too afraid to say something, so they just ghost.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really big reflection on the person who's actually doing the ghosting. It has nothing to do with you, which is like even more of a turn off.
for sure. Since Chris left, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go next. I've got a couple, but I'll go quick. The first one is like being micromanaged, when people are like telling me what to do, like trying to, I don't know, it just really fucking, it's the worst. Another one that's like less serious, not as bad as micromanaging, people that eat super loud. Like if you're just eating super loud, I don't know why, I hate it. It's the worst.
Just all the time.
Like muck.
You eat super loud?
No.
Oh,
I hate that shit.
That's the worst.
Very
I don't know
annoying.
Why. Really bothers
So,
me.
I don't know why I like to counter these points, because it's interesting for me.
What?
If the individual is chewing loud, what do you do?
Just put my hand over their mouth.
No, you don't. No,
Slowly.
you don't.
Stop.
Sabotage sweet, thank you for the raise.
Did you say flick? You just flick them on the
Oh,
forehead.
looks like we got a
Flick 'em
raise.
in the
Sabotage
face.
Sweeties in the house. What's up, Sabotage? Bow, 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 bow. It's breathtaking.
Perfect.
Do you guys ever have a turn, like I've had a turn off of like when people, it's a weird turn off, but like when people are eating and they get really messy, like they lick their fingers. But then once I'm in a relationship and like my boyfriend does that, it doesn't bother me. It's so weird. Like I feel like there are certain turn offs that I have, and then once I'm in a relationship, I'm like, oh, that doesn't bother me as much when they do it.
It's weird. You're like, oh, that's so
what would you
cute.
rather them do?
Yeah.
Would you rather them like grab a napkin and like wipe it off, or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a weird, it's like a
Nah,
germaphobe thing. I
that's
know.
like a
wasting
first
so
date
much
thing?
We
Cheeto
from the
dust.
same.
Almost like a
Oh god.
It's probably like a first date thing, for sure.
I guess it's also respect too. Just like, don't be like licking all over your hands while you're at the dinner table and you just met somebody and you're like, oh, like no, maybe we don't do that this one time. Maybe later.
Chicken wings.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a little different. If that's your first date, like ribs or chicken wings, I feel like that's an exception. It has to be.
Impossible chicken.
Yeah. You're right.
Does that say something about a person? Like if they're because I'm thinking at first I was thinking the negatives and then I was thinking maybe the positives, but like they're not clean, they're not hygienic, they're not washing their hands, and then I was like, well, maybe they're good with their mouth. I don't know. I was going down pros and cons and I.
Hey yo.
I think it depends on the nature of the
immune system. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I said they have a strong immune system, apparently.
Yeah.
That's honestly though.
100%.
I think eating with your fingers actually doesn't help improve your immune system a little bit.
High key, I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, I
No, I'm
mean,
serious. Like Google it. It's like with the
like exposure therapy. Yeah.
It could be a turn on now.
Licking your fingers is a turn on?
It makes your immune system better.
I mean, Carl's Jr.
Does that mean like drinking hose
you like how
water
strong
is
my
a?
immune system is, baby?
Did you say hose?
It's like if my girl
We're talking immune
got
systems
it
at this
covered.
point.
if my girl don't eat Doritos and then lick her fingers after, I don't want it.
Quanta, I'm sorry. I interrupted you when you were saying something.
Oh my god, no, girl. I was just going on with the tangent. I honestly didn't really have much to offer. I'm kind of glad you did that, honestly. I don't know where I was going to bring it. It would have been weird. It wasn't worth it.
First date, always lick your whole hand.
Yeah, I have notes being taken.
I have notes
right now.
You have to assert your dominance.
Just take it.
Oh Jesus!
Archie, you don't lick your hands?
Well, I mean, I don't know how.
You don't get a little bit of barbecue on your finger. You just.
Let me ask you this, Father.
Yeah.
You're in a date. Fatherless father. I'm sorry. I just made it short for no reason.
Father.
When I play video games with people, they're like fat. I'm like, bitch, my name is Fatherless. He's a father, fat. Like.
Well, you can't take the easy like insult. That one's like literally right there. You gotta go.
All right. Archie, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, you're in a date, and the person in front of you is like eating sushi with chopsticks, but somehow they just lick their whole hand before they grab their water bottle or like their alcohol. How do you react to that?
That's fucking weird. There's no barbecue on her finger or anything.
It's better grip. What are you talking about?
She got like wasabi on her hand or some shit like that.
That's like
the wasabi.
I just take the dry mix out of my bag and I'll be like, take it.
This is how I react to your initial display.
If I'm on a date with fatherless, I'm on a date with fatherless and he has something on his hands, I'm licking it off of his hands, right? Well, something on his face, right? I'm licking it. I'm cleaning him up.
I'd be like, instead of going up to him like,
right? No.
All right. So those are pet peeves.
Ew.
So now we know. Anybody else have anything to add?
His face, Kay. I'm a romantic. You know what I mean? I clean up after you.
What if they're doing it in
You
like?
ever seen Lady and the Tramp?
What if it's like a sexual manner though? You know what I mean? Like they're trying to be like, you know what I mean? Like what is that? Does that make it different? Does that change the
barbecue
context?
sauce?
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me real quick.
Okay.
All right, we're on a date right now. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Hi.
And then I have a drink in my hand, and then all of a sudden, like as I'm drinking, I go.
Okay. No.
It's just not sexy for the guy, right? It's impossible to look sexy as a guy.
I think it's the right guy.
I think Fangdom can do it.
The right guy. That's what I was going to say. The right guy can do it.
Would that work?
It worked on me. Yeah.
He licks his hand and
pizzazz.
You gotta add. It's the head motion. You know?
It might also depend on the size of your hands, because like how long are you gonna have to lick it for? Like how long is your hand?
This is pretty big. I like that.
Got little baby hands.
Well then,
if you have smaller ones, it's not as long.
Yeah, I don't know. Chris, what are some of your pet peeves? I'd love to hear your thoughts or their turn-offs.
I mean, I think one of mine is not taking account of like boundaries. So like when someone kind of talks about your boundaries and like it bothers you, like the other person
acknowledges it.
They don't really acknowledge it. They try to find a way around it, and they're constantly like trying to find a way. Can you share
a boundary that isn't going to make you uncomfortable?
No, I got you. One of my boundaries is exes. I don't really like when people's exes are involved in their life in a weird way.
I feel you.
I also grew up with divorced parents, so like I understand like so many different scenarios. Like if there's like a dad, I would never be like, don't talk to the dad, because then I'm taking away from the child. So I'm like always thinking.
Okay.
And I think it would just be like it has to be like some kind of situation that actually makes sense. Especially like I think a lot of people don't have a healthy like a lot of people don't want to lose, like are too afraid to cut people off or lose people. So then it's very difficult because what happens is they tend to keep other people around that weren't good to them. And then they still have like a relationship, like a friendship with them, but then it's really weird because it's like if they were such on a high emotional level with you and they treat you like shit, what makes them think they're gonna be a good friend?
Makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So again, there's like a quote out there. I don't know if I'm quoting it correctly. You are the definition of your friends. And so if you have some shitty friends and you're a really nice person, you're probably just as shitty as them.
Oh God.
Yeah.
The X
so
thing.
true.
The X thing I can't relate to a ton. I feel like I either trust my partner or I don't. And if I don't trust my partner, then it's more than their exes. But I get what you're saying. If someone's bad in your life, then why have them back in? That makes a ton of sense. But I either trust my partner or I don't, you know.
I think it was just the sense of how they are a part of their life. Like why are they're a part of their life? There's different reasons of being a part of like an ex being a part of your life, and they're all understandable until it gets to the point where some are just very ununderstandable. Like maybe
you said some people are bad for you, right? That makes sense.
It's like if somebody is like managing you or something. Like say your ex is your manager still. It's like why is your ex still your manager when like it's just toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In a work relationship wise, that's a tough one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation, especially if that person is making a specific income that lives a specific lifestyle, has a certain level of responsibility based on how much they make. You can't force them to leave it unless if you want to pay for all those expenses. So you got to choose to either be a part of their life now or wait until they actually find a better job or a similar job.
Yeah.
So that's something I actually had to deal with. So it's pretty interesting that you said that.
Well, it's just not respecting yourself by staying in a situation, still working for them or being around them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, Kay, did you say your turnoffs? Because you were judging me when I said I was gonna lick. I said I was gonna lick Fatherless's face, and you gave me this judgy look, and now I need to know who are you? What are you about?
She
what are
just
your
doesn't
turnoffs?
like me.
She didn't tell us yet.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I can see that. What are your turnoffs? That was the original question.
Okay. I give very blunt answers on this show, so I'm just gonna hit it, you know? I really don't like it, and I'm not trying to offend anyone who is interested in this shit and who does this shit, but it's a huge turnoff for me when a guy asks me to peg him.
She said that shit with such a straight face. I don't even know how to feel right now. Like I was just watching her say that shit with a straight face, and I just like what? Like
I have questions. I
have follow-up questions to this.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, Fang was gonna ask her to beg right there. Just
why not?
Stop smiling. Do you want to be?
Shoot, but like, so if they don't ask and they let you bring it up, is that?
I wouldn't bring it up though.
Right. Okay. So how about why? I've never been pegged before, but let's say we're really hitting it off. Why not? I don't understand why not.
I don't want to peg.
Why not?
Andre.
I want to be pegged.
You know what
I don't want
pegging
to
is, bro.
peg.
Just want to make
Did you
sure.
say, do I know what pegging is?
Yeah,
like
you probably know.
man.
You probably know. I just want to make sure.
He said, "Do you know what pegging
Dude,
is?"
it's
That's
intense.
cute. Yeah. Are you scared? You're not trying to get pegged?
100%, bro. I don't want anything near that zone.
Apparently that's the pleasure zone. Why live your whole life not knowing it feels great? If I said I have this delicious food, right? It's incredible, and you've never had it, and you're like, I don't know, is it gonna hurt? I'm like, yeah, it might stretch your mouth out a little bit, but it's gonna taste incredible.
Opposite direction.
It tastes incredible.
Everybody does it oppositely.
Yeah, but it's the best food ever. You're not even gonna try it.
Are you gonna be more willing to like believe someone that says I don't like broccoli and has never tried it, or someone who's like
Listen,
I don't like broccoli,
bro.
Like
You gotta make it. You have to make sure it's
Kind
a
of.
similar simile. This is seriously not broccoli.
No, that's not. That's not. That was a good analogy. That's not how analogies work. But I'm just saying.
Okay, let me figure out this analogy.
If it's the best orgasm you've ever had, and you're like, I don't even want to try it.
Okay.
That seems weird.
I have an idea. It's like a ghost pepper. Some people just don't want basically very spicy food, and they just cannot handle spicy food. Because everybody can have broccoli, except for you're allergic to it.
I feel like you're not addressing that the pepper might be delicious. It may be spicy as well, but it may be delicious. Wait. Hold on. Was there a woman in here saying what my butthole feels like? You don't know. How dare you? My butthole might really enjoy it.
You
don't have a G spot in your butt?
Andre, I'm sorry.
I
If
do.
it's your kink, I'm sorry. No problem, man.
Well, it's not yet, but if I can convince
It might be. It might
if
be.
I can talk to Kay, it might be.
I changed my name.
Pegless, change your name to Fatherless so when people read it.
Yeah, I have to ask, have you been asked like multiple times about this, like to do
so
it?
many times.
Really?
And I'm like,
Really?
no,
Just give
I
off
don't
that
know.
energy that you
okay,
would.
I've seen your collection.
Yeah,
So
me
like,
too.
I understand.
You've
like,
seen the
bad way, not in a
collection?
bad way.
Spang them.
Not about me.
You got Dommy Mommy vibes. I see
There's
that.
a lot of people who've seen my collection.
I haven't. I mean, I don't need to.
You
see
want
it.
to?
I'm scared. No, I'm good.
I
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Why does she say it with like a serious ass face? It's like a trance almost. Like I just like gravitate
She's got
towards the face
mommy
when
mommy
she's talking.
energy. That's why she's asked.
Dommy Mommy for sure.
So now we know that she doesn't like it when guys ask to be pegged. We have
No.
a new individual here, Blessed. I would love
Yeah,
to hear
welcome,
your
Blessed.
turn-offs. Welcome, Blessed.
Hi.
Introduce yourself before you.
Wait, she needs intro. Yeah.
Yeah, introduce
Yes.
yourself.
I'm Blessed. I stream on Twitch. My name is Blessed X on Twitch, and I stream basically every day. Hi everybody.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi, we're on the topic of what is a turn off while you're dating someone.
Band-Aid.
I can give you at least a summary of the situations we got. One is ghosting. Another one's lack of communication, being untrustworthy. We also have another one which was interesting. It's a little deeper than I thought, which was I don't like to be
Asked to
told
be pegged.
yeah.
Asked to peg people.
Deeper. I mean, if
I'm
that's
just
what
saying.
he likes, then it's valid. I guess.
What a queen.
Shooter shoot. Shooter shoot.
Yep.
My mom. Oh God.
My turn-offs. Wow. Being called a million times and not having trust. Like if I'm telling you I'm doing something and you're like blowing my phone up, that's a turn, a huge turn off. It's like my main.
I agree. We were having a conversation earlier about trust and exes. If you're dating someone, do you think that they should cut ties with their exes, or is it like a trust thing for you, or what do you think?
You're absolutely cutting ties with your exes. What the fuck?
Wait,
The
but
exes
you can
end up
trust
having
them.
sex again. Not with
wanna
someone you
ask-
were already fucking.
I think like
That's blessed.
it needs to be,
Would you peg a man who asked to be pegged?
it needs to be in a like with the ex thing. It needs to be in a respectful matter of things. Like if you're dating someone new but you're constantly texting your ex, like that's not being respectful whatsoever.
What
This
if
is
it
just
was
to
like
be
an amicable
accurate.
break?
Just
Amicable breakup.
yeah, just to be clear, this is like with anyone. If you're texting anyone too much, right? It doesn't matter if it's your ex or not. That's disrespectful. But
Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Manga.
Fuck.
Okay, so
Dude, not monkey. That's
Whoa.
really
That's not-
good.
wait. How's that monk? Hold on. So to be clear, if someone who I
No, he's talking about follow botted.
Yeah.
Yeah, just time out stream elements.
No. Okay.
why don't we do the stream part and let them do the chat part? But or you were talking about exes, or somebody was.
Chris was.
So I'm cool with a lot of my exes, right? But when I got in a serious relationship, I cut ties, and they were still hitting me up on Instagram and asking me how I was doing. And once in a blue, I'll respond and say I'm fine, blah blah. But deep down inside, if your ex is still trying to be friends with you, they want to fuck, or they will if you would allow them. That's
Wait, don't you think men and women can be friends though?
Yeah, just not exes that have had sex.
I don't think that's true.
If someone's seen you naked, I mean, come on.
No, I mean, like I could have been really attracted to someone and I am no longer attracted to them. That happens. It definitely happens. So.
Actually, true.
But it really comes down to the relationship and trust, and it's a case by case basis. But if I love you and I trust you, then yeah, I don't care. Text them.
My recent ex calls me every day. I haven't seen this man in probably 2 years, and he still calls me every day. He acts like he cares, and I'm like, I'm used to my exes still trying to like get with me, so it's a little weird.
Yeah.
But
and
once in the blue, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No.
Once in the blue, he kind of slides it in there that like, do you miss it? So
And I think that's different. It's like if someone is actively trying to sleep with you, whether they're your ex or not, you probably should not. You probably should dead that, right? But
and I care about him. Like I'm down to be friends.
Right.
Just,
but you're not trying
men
to fuck.
just can't do that.
That's not true.
At least.
Don't put me in that box.
I'm sorry, most men.
That's fair.
True. I think, yeah.
She not wrong about that one.
I think Bless is now caught up now. I didn't get a chance to get the rest of the people in the chat.
Says my man with the condoms on his mic. He said, "I'm always trying to fuck." I know, bro. I saw the condoms. I know.
Are you sure you're fatherless?
Really, Kate. Raven, thank you so much for the sub. Hope you're doing well. All right. Let's move on to the next topic and get some of the people that haven't talked yet to get onto this next topic. All right, you ready? What is it like? Would you prefer to date a creator, or would you prefer to date a normie?
Ooh, I can speak on this one. I'd prefer at the very least someone who's familiar with the like creation space in any capacity, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Because I've dated normies that like don't understand the time commitment and like the networking aspect and like how you have to be constantly talking to people, doing things like all the time. Everything you do becomes your job at that point, right? So them not understanding that and being like, well, why are you always doing this? You're always talking to this person, that person. And that also comes down to like a trust thing. But overall, I would say at the very least, it'd have to be someone that's like in this space. Maybe not necessarily like a creator, but that's how I feel about it.
I could see that.
I would agree with that, especially like if you have somebody that maybe is like tech savvy that can help you with stream stuff or like just understands, like Fang was saying, like the time commitment. I don't think they necessarily have to be a creator, but I think somewhere in the middle is nice to where they at least like understand what like whatever platform you're on, like they understand what it is and they're not like, oh, I've never heard of that, like I don't even know what you do type of a thing. Like then it gets really awkward because you're like, I have to be on Discord for like 3 hours tonight with like these random people and they're like, ugh, who is that? Are you talking to somebody? Like, you know what I mean? That can get really awkward and like very draining if you constantly have to keep explaining yourself and like what you're doing. So if you're with somebody who kind of gets it, even if it's not on the same level as you, I think it's still really valuable.
I have this is the X question still, right?
No.
Yeah. No.
This is
the
like
next question.
This is like with anybody, right? Like you're basically spending time with the person doesn't trust you.
Dating a creator.
We're talking about dating a creator or not. We can circle back in a little bit when people have answered though. Yeah. So I'm gonna name drop here just because this person streams a lot. But I was chatting with Amaranth, and she was talking about how she streams like 16, 20 hours a day, and how it would be how she's surprised that anyone wants to date her. And I almost agree. And maybe I'm taking the reverse on this question. I'm undecided yet. But like maybe I don't want to date a creator. Maybe I don't want to date someone who streams for, and again, this depends on your level of commitment to the content. But if you're streaming for 10 hours a day and you're editing YouTube videos and you're uploading to TikTok and you're really, really busy and you're a workaholic, I respect that you're chasing your dream. But if there's not really time for us to do stuff or enjoy each other, maybe I want to date someone who's not a creator, who isn't in the life. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think dating somebody who's a creator, like we're both working really hard to get content out. But dating a normie is also kind of nice too, because you have that like separate, relationship. You have that like work relationship balance that I think is really nice. There's, I always thought that I would want to like date somebody who's in like the creative, like creator field until I didn't, and it's like super refreshing to know that there can be a separation there. It's like nice.
There's definitely pros and cons either way. Sorry.
Yeah. I stopped dating the first year I started Twitch because when I was meeting individuals and they were expecting a phone call back or a text back within a specific amount of time, they're like, what do you do for work that prevents you from actually talking to me? So I showed them the Twitch channel, and they were super turned off that you give your attention to strangers and not me. And I'm like, that is my job. And then they basically kind of called you out saying like, how much do you make that makes you have to stay there? Like, I'm like, if I had 100,000 viewers and I made this much money, you would accept it. But if I'm basically starting out and I have 0 viewers, you don't accept it. Like, it takes time to grow and the thing that I want to be passionate about. And so I just stopped dating in general until I get to that level and find somebody that actually can respect what my dream is, because that's clearly what you want to live with, somebody who actually respects what you love, so you can actually love that person back.
True. You're not concerned with whether they're a creator or not, as long as they understand
or ask or you can actually have the conversation for it, because sometimes they don't know how the right questions. I swear to God, there are people out there that just have no clue what you're doing, and if they're willing to listen and ask questions and you ask questions back, you can respect each other's time and positions. And,
Showing genuine interest in people's like hobbies. Wow.
Yeah, which is impossible from your parents. Your parents literally cannot learn what we're doing right now. It's impossible. Do not expect our parents to understand our likes.
Tell them to create an account. Hop in the chat. She wants your attention. I think $4.99.
Sub only.
I think my mom probably became more supportive about that shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like bouncing back with what you said with parents and shit like that. Like I feel like my mom like started accepting it like a little too late, you know?
Mm-hmm. It took me moving out for my mom to like try and even to learn what it is. Now she gifted me subs in my own chat, so.
Period.
That's nice.
Mine just
That's
comes
sweet.
in and lurks. Mine comes in without an account, so I never know when she's actually in. She just like goes to the website and then she's like, I heard you say the F word on there. I don't like that. And I'll be like,
you bitch.
I don't know. And I was literally like, girl, you taught me that. What do you mean?
I can't believe you would curse on Twitch.tv.
I know. My mom was like, well, I'm not streaming it to the neighbors. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. What if you were? Like, who cares?
I feel like my parents love it because I did theater like when I was little, like when I was 5, and I like went to school for musical theater. So this is like, they love it. They're like, oh my god, she's doing it. Like, I don't know, it brings them back. It's awesome. It's cute. Yeah.
I used to host a dating show, and my mom would text me every week and be like, I can't believe she picked him. Like, it was like her show. And she like texts me every week. She's like, what the fuck was she thinking?
She like gets wine and like a food and watches the show.
Exactly. Every week she texts me.
I love that.
I mean,
My family still doesn't get it.
if I can like give you guys a synopsis of the situation, like my family is Middle Eastern, they're Persian. They want you to be a doctor, dentist, lawyer, you know, those are the very stereotypical stuff. And so to help them understand the path that I took, I had to literally get an entire family like orientation of 300 people to sit there and understand everything that I'm doing, because they were asking questions like how long are you going to be in here for? How much money before you think it's worth it? When are you going to have a child? I'm like, okay, just keep asking me questions as much as you need and I'll answer everything you need. Sat there for 4 hours just getting blasted. It was almost like it was like a family therapy session. And then finally at the very end of it, I told them, do you want me to be happy? And then there's like, yes, but I think you need money. And I was like, I don't think money will make me happy right now. I think the career choice that I want to make and at least try to achieve it will make me happier than you can ever imagine. If I had to basically do anything outside of whatever you think I needed, I wouldn't be happy. I would regret it for the rest of my life. And then they'd be like, I don't want you to regret it. I know I have so much regret. Oh, okay, you do whatever you want. I love you, son. I'm like, okay.
Bless, you said your family doesn't get it?
No, they
They don't understand.
Most families don't, though.
It's true.
And I try to explain to them that as the world moves forward, new things come and things change, and they're just like, no. 9 to 5, every day. This is what you need to do. They don't, and it's crazy because no one in my family has ever even started their own business, so they don't even have the mindset to say, why don't you start your own business? Like, I had to teach myself shit like that. And so, yeah, they
It's a different type of mentality, though.
Bless, did you get a chance to sit down with your parents, like off stream, and actually let them know how much income this could create?
No, because I don't want to create that expectation for myself, and then if it doesn't work out, it's like, so yeah, I didn't speak to them about that. I just told them that I enjoy it, it's fun, and
so
I'm the rebel mostly out of my whole family. There's a bunch of rebels, but I'm like,
if I can just give you my point of view, and you can take it however you want. You don't have to follow it. And this helped me a lot, and I hope it does help you. There's a Can I promote another streamer on this channel, KurlyChris?
Yeah, go ahead.
This guy's Toast did a really good job summarizing exactly what subscribers, advertisements, everything for my mom and my dad to understand very clearly. There's a video out there that says, Disguised Toast, how much does a Twitch streamer make? And it doesn't mean you. It just helps them recognize that the ceiling for income is insane. Mm-hmm. It's beyond the average income of a 9 to 5 that can ever be made. And so it helps them recognize that your growth in this industry is higher than their growth will ever be in their lives.
Very true.
It doesn't mean that's what you have to make for them to be happy. It just shows them that the growth is unlimited. And so that just gives them I think it's like helping them understand the knowledge and the future that you can actually have here versus I'm going to make that, mom. Like, you're not saying that to them. So it's just a video saying, can you watch a 20-minute video with me? And then you pause it and then answer their questions every single step of the way. That helped my parents recognize that I'm not wasting my time playing video games when I was like 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, and they're not making a single penny. They're recognizing you can make money on this platform and actually be successful in doing the things that we love.
True, but also I'm 32. I moved out my mom's house when I was 18, and she's just like, this is what you want to do now? Like, you sure this is... Even though, like, honestly, before I started doing Twitch, I was bartending in a strip club. So I was already making fast money, right? And she's just like, she's confused, as anyone would be, considering I'm going from the bartending in a strip club to Twitch.
Yeah.
I get it. I get where she's just like,
I don't want to hold the whole room, but
it's
also there's not really a ton of money in Twitch. The ceiling is infinitely high, but the average streamer doesn't really make a lot. For me, it's more important to stress about like passions, and if you can stream and you enjoy streaming, then that's what you should do. It's the same. It's any dream you would chase, whether you want to be a baker or a musician or a fucking astronaut, right? It's like, if that's your dream, then you should chase it. And that's the thing I would stress to my folks. But yeah, everybody's different. And as far as my partner goes, I don't know. It shouldn't be that difficult to explain to a potential partner.
Mm-hmm. I just know that a lot of parents want you to be financially stable, so showing them that there is an opportunity to be financially stable in this industry will make them feel a little bit more comfortable. But you are right, passions is a very, very big point. But if the parent doesn't respect passions because they didn't follow passions, they won't respect your passion. So
yeah, it's just, if you show them the average earner of average income from a Twitch streamer and a dentist or a
that would
carpenter.
blow their mind.
True.
No, it would be the reverse. Most Twitch streamers don't
average.
Make it.
Sorry, you said average.
Sorry.
I thought you meant like the top.
Not top.
That's the top, and that's what I'm saying. Like the difference between the tops. Yeah, I didn't hear that. My bad.
Going back to the question, for me, I think that I would probably prefer to date a normie because, well, there are two reasons. One, dating a creator, it can get messy if you're like if you're streaming on the same platform and stuff. If you're in the same circles and shit goes sideways, don't shit where you eat is basically a good rule to try to follow. And it doesn't go wrong for everybody, right? But I think that a normie can become a creator, and if your partner, we're all normies at some point, right? So if your partner actually like is vibing with you and you guys share the same passions and stuff, then they'll be listening to you and they'll be asking you questions and they'll be interested. I think that it's more important to try to find a partner who goes along with how you are in general, not just like that has the same career choice. True. Actually true.
What if I say I'm only dating if my partner can only be a Twitch partner? Like, if you don't get 4-digit views, I'm not in. If you can't raid me with 500 people, I'm not interested. It's just like dating somebody where you would want them to have like a minimum salary, right? You gotta have minimum views. You're trying to date me, I need a raid. So that's what it is.
I don't think your life will be successful.
Yeah, that's why you named
person.
Drop Amaranth, right?
What did you say?
That's why you named Drop Amaranth.
Correct.
As you should.
She rated me for 10,000 viewers. It's the highest view count I'll ever have. And if you can't do that for me, beat it.
You're like, I don't want it. No.
And what about you, Wonderland?
So I've tried dating creators, and yeah, it kind of gets messy. And then it's also, I guess it's also similar to like the creator space and also night industry, because it's in the sense that it's an entirely different world versus what everyone else's world is like. And you know, kind of going back to what Ketchum was saying, it's nice to have somebody, a normie, who's just kind of different. It's that separate space where you can just be away from work. You know, as much as we like to say, oh, we're doing what we love, it's not work, but it is. It's nice to just kind of have a break from that, but also I do agree with Fang in the sense that it has to be someone who has a similar mindset. Like for me, like what's worked for me is having someone who has like the mindset of like a hustler, a go-getter, someone who's like very goal-oriented, because they can encourage me, but not in the sense, we're not in the same lane, we're not competing with each other, but we can encourage each other and still build each other up. And they understand that in order to reach certain goals, like you need to commit your time and you need to put in all of this effort, and not everything comes so quickly versus most people who just work like the regular 9 to 5 and they think, okay, like I just get a check every week or every 2 weeks. And they're like, no, you need to, I understand you have to build, and I'm willing to help you, like be your support, stand by your side as you're building this. So yes, a normie, but a very specific normie.
I don't know.
Creator
like
or
me specifically, like now I'm in the know because I've never like dated a creator, Like I try to make a normie a creator, but she didn't have the motivation to do it or do anything, period. I guess like you wanna move and that person just keeps standing still. It's one of those vibes where I just don't know.
Whoa, she's.
Mm-hmm. I'm not picky. I'm very open-minded. I'll date whoever, like in whatever field. But I do wish that I could have somebody cooking while I'm streaming and not have to cook myself and have to get up a million. That would be dope.
It's nice.
Babe, give me a soda. And just stay at the stream, like.
So you want a house?
Up myself.
Yeah. I hear those are nice, Fang. You gotta get
Dude.
Yep, I heard
they're pretty sweet gigs. Like, not gonna lie.
It's not like that. Have you seen those TikTok videos where the husband is sitting there like taking off the clothes, changing the clothes for that creator, and she's acting like she's singing Whitney Houston? Have you seen that?
Oh no.
And then like the fan's blowing, the kids are holding the fan, and like their hair is like blowing in the wind. That's like the level of metaphor you're asking for, right, Bless?
Yeah.
I think it's like they respect your job and they want to make sure you look as successful as you can be on whatever you're trying to perform, but they know that there's a limited window for it. When you get out, you still have the energy for your partner.
There's a dude on TikTok who's like, fuck the toxic masculinity. He's like always vacuuming and cooking food for his wife, and when his wife comes home, everything's clean. He's got her show on, and I'm like, I could do that. I feel like I'm a switch. I could do either.
I'm gonna get the maid outfit right now.
Yeah, hold on. I bet you look good in it too.
Thank them.
I was in it for a month, dude.
I think I talked about this last week. I think as a creator, if you date another creator, if you both know how to support each other at their fullest and understand each other and like actually like believe in each other, then you're gonna grow farther than you ever will by yourself. And it's because of those days where you're just fucking down in the deeps or you're just not motivated. That person can motivate you. It happens.
It depends on the level of like asking the question, like what are your dreams? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Like I just want to be
passions and stuff.
Yeah. If you guys both have the same goals, like you guys are goal oriented, then there are times when you're feeling down. It's huge to have a goal oriented partner.
I always ask my partner who I'm dating, like, what is your passion? Because whatever your passion is that's gonna be part of my life, no matter what. Yeah. I might not even know what the fuck it is. I'm still gonna learn it because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be that guy that sits around and sees you struggle or sits around and see you I'm not gonna sit there and see you like you might need help mentally, but like I'm gonna learn to help, and it goes both ways. Like it's not because I was like I'm trying to do it to like please them. It's more in the sense of like you also learn something new in life. So if you're willing to learn something, like I love learning. I love doing new things. So like if I date someone and they're like, for example, I dated a girl that was a ice skater for her hockey team, one of those ice rink girls. I didn't know how to ice skate. And I'm like, fuck, I played every sport pretty much growing up, but I didn't know how to ice skate. So I got my ass out on the ice skating rink and tried my best. And it wasn't easy, but that's what she loved doing. That made her happy. So I went and I tried every time.
Is it a turnoff if they have a fear of like heights and you want to go skydiving and she doesn't want to do it?
I think.
Or you have a boundary where like
I don't think that's a turnoff. I mean, I would love for everyone to try things, but I mean, when it comes to fear is something that's so powerful that it makes our mind feel so scared. And I really think that if you're with the right person or with the right comfort and going forward, like you can conquer a lot of your fear. And I'm not saying doing it tomorrow or a year from now. It could be 5 years from now or 10 years from now. you know, once you learn to conquer those type of fears, like life becomes more blissful. So like, it's really important.
And you basically enjoy conquering those fears together because it builds about like a
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
That person
makes you
can have a lot
stronger.
more respect and love for you if you can
trust
help them or support them and understand. Because everyone has fears at the end of the day. Like, and as soon as you learn to conquer your fears, then you're gonna become a stronger person.
I feel like it depends on the creator. Before I did any of this, I was a normie, and I went on a date with a YouTuber who was overtly cocky about the fact that he had 500,000 subs on YouTube. But then again, it could just be because he's a YouTube creator that it's different. But I feel like sometimes they let that.
No, I think
It's just it's definitely the person. Yeah.
Yeah, they just let that get to their head a little bit.
I've met celebrities that like are super sweet and nice, and I met celebrities I'm just like, you're actually a piece of shit. So if you get hit by a car, that sucks.
They just need an ego.
But like honestly, you probably weren't looking anyway. You're probably looking at yourself in the car reflection. Got hit,
like oh shit.
Oh shit.
A million YouTube subs? You should have wiped them up. You should have got them. Nice.
Half a mil. And you know what he did? He did Yu-Gi-Oh card reviews.
What's wrong with that?
5 years.
Did he have bread?
Five years.
I don't know.
Did he have bread?
Scummy, you don't stand a chance no more.
Did he have bread?
Amanda, what were you attracted to him for?
His Yu-Gi-Oh cards, his blue eyes white dragon.
He was nice looking, and I was like, chill, he's gonna be a cool guy. And then immediately it was like, oh yeah, I got 500,000 subs on.
Did you meet
YouTube.
him
You want to see my
from
Lexus?
YouTube, or did you meet him outside of YouTube?
I met him on Tinder before
Wait.
I got banned.
You think she was watching YouTube or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Tinder?
You think she was watching?
Bumble and Tinder.
She was watching Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos.
Yeah, come on, do it.
Yeah.
Did you do a review of Yu-Gi-Oh on Tinder? Like, what'd you do?
No, I was just swiping.
Why?
You got this one.
It's not banned for
What his
swiping?
go-to deck was.
No, I got
And the
banned
date
for
girls
swiping.
that play Bakugan.
We're gonna put some respect. We're gonna put some respect on children's card games. First of all,
Yeah, we get
Sorry.
it.
Children
You're right.
cards game. It never is.
God.
Children?
Yeah, I've
He
literally
showed
almost
me
gotten
his
strangled.
collection,
card
and I
game,
was
right?
like, whoa. That's a
This is
lot of
Amaranth's
cards.
card right here.
He probably like
saying
had a Yu-Gi-Oh wrapped Lexus that said I
No.
have
wrong
500
with that?
million or 500,000 subscribers on the side.
You would think, but he didn't.
Did he like did he put it on his Tinder that he was like
Yes.
YouTube creator?
Yes.
Okay.
Aw, dick move,
Yes.
bro.
Of course.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah.
And then
I
there
gotta
was like
defend this man.
there was two people in the bar that were like, "Hey yo, I know who you are," and he's like, "Yeah, I do YouTube. I'm pretty big on there." I'm like,
How much did he pay though?
100. Wait, 100%.
I had to pay for my drinks.
Okay, 100%. You're describing me, except I'm not broke. But I think it's okay to put your career in your Tinder bio. I wouldn't flex and be like, I have 34,000. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah,
But
because that's not 500,000.
the true. If I had half a million,
It was like-
I'd probably open with that.
It was the first thing that he put up there, and then like the rest was like the rest of his bio.
No, his name was up there. His name was YouTuber. Like,
YouTuber.
I'm
I'm a
in.
YouTuber.
500K
So why'd you swipe
YouTuber.
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if
But-
you have 1 million followers or if you have 1 follower. Like, if you're a piece of shit of a person, you are. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Somebody asked
But
why
did
I
he have
swiped
the
right.
blue eyes white dragon or no? I need
Right?
to
Does he have
Les is
Exodia?
right.
Did he-
Okay.
I
Did he
didn't
have
even
it or
ask.
not?
I do
I
not
did
sub.
not
I'm
ask.
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm dead ass.
Wait, but like, did he have? First of all, was his bed on the ground?
I
Ooh,
didn't
does he have a
go.
bed frame?
Hey, just
wait,
I
how long did you
couldn't.
date him?
doesn't mean
I
you're.
was just
How'd you
like,
see his
Date him for?
collection? Did he like bring it?
I
with
did,
him, like, a
but like it was in
collection?
his living room.
I like my
Oh,
bed being on the ground.
He
okay.
was like, and here's my collection. I was like, oh, that's a nice fireplace.
And then you mocked him, and now look at your
Wait,
stuff.
did he also have like
Honestly-
a fold-out chair?
He deserves it. He told me that I would be prettier if I lost weight and had a clearer face. So he deserves all the shit.
Smile more?
Fuck.
Did he tell you to smile
Drop
more?
his name.
Yo,
I hope
drop
his
his
is
name.
Yu-Gi-Oh
Drop his
cards
name.
get
Drop
burned.
his
Drop his
name.
name.
Yo, add his
Roman.
name.
Drop his
His
name.
name was
Add him right
Roman.
now.
I don't even know if I can find him on
Roman?
YouTube. Roman.
Drop his
It was
name.
like
That's
Yo,
it
fuck
was
that
oh
guy.
because
No,
I didn't
R.I.P.
vibe.
Roman Atwood.
Honestly, because I was like, oh, you're a Libra. Sorry. His name's Roman, but I honestly don't remember what his YouTube channel was. That's how
Fuck that
insignificant
guy.
it was.
Find that guy.
Find his YouTube channel so I can tweet it and everybody in the chat.
Okay.
Everybody in the chat can-
I hope his Yu-Gi-Oh cards get like burned or something, or rats chew
This
them
is
up.
Chris getting banned for public
Oh,
bullying.
Chris, chill.
No, do
That's
it.
why Amanda got banned from
he's
Tinder.
Not, Chris didn't say
She burned his house down.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Chris is just gonna retweet that. He's got no
You're like,
blue eyes red
Loki.
dragons.
Oh, what's his name? He's just so insignificant that I'm. Oh my god, I found it.
I hope you
Simply
treat your
unlucky.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards like you treat your girls.
Can I be
Yeah.
honest with you? I just seen K like.
Oh my god, he has 600 now, guys. This was 4 years ago that I met him.
Enough
Oh,
of this.
he's not doing too well then. That's very slow growth.
K looks into my soul, bro. Look this shit.
Simply
Yo,
unlucky.
send it to me on. Send it to me, please.
Looking it up.
Hold on.
Or-
Hold on.
Time out.
Okay, all right.
Amanda, how old are you?
Hold on.
But yeah.
Oh my god. You
Andre,
coming over
right now. What's it like?
Oh,
What's
Dude,
it like?
that's a huge
I
flex.
I do not.
huge
I only
flex.
have. I only have
that's an
34.
insane flex.
I only have 34,000
Alright,
followers
Andre,
on
do you
Twitch.
have-
Only
listen,
34,000 on
listen, what is-
Twitch.
I want
I
to
do. I did make. I probably made like $500,000. I used to sell Pokemon cards. I probably made. I can talk about how much money I made. The followers aren't really important. The money is. I got the. Got
Why
the
is the
house.
money important?
Because I have fuck you money because I don't have to stream, I don't have to work, I don't have to do any of that, right? So
Wait, Andre, thanks for
Damn,
thanks
I
for
want
paying my
fuck
college
you
tuition,
money.
bro.
Right?
what'd you say?
Thanks for paying my college tuition, bro. I appreciate
I
it.
got you. I say less, man.
Did he really?
No.
No, I didn't pay
Oh.
his
No,
college
yeah, you
tuition.
did.
What? I was like, really?
I let-
That's huge,
yeah,
Andre. I
Yeah,
can't
I
believe
graduated
that.
because of him.
And I
No way.
and I let fatherless I let fatherless borrow the Lambo last week.
Oh,
He did
God.
get to push that. So
I'm good.
And now I'm broke because I had to pay for gas on that shit.
Jesus.
it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Gonna
So,
put air in tires.
so to bring it back, I want to summarize what happened with
Yeah.
the YouTuber and then
Yeah,
summarize what
same.
Andre just said. Where do you guys cross the line about what is too much showboating and what is not too much? If somebody is really passionate about the work that they put in, saying, listen, I've worked for 10 years and I finally became a millionaire and that was my dream, is that showboating too much, or is that like something you didn't ask for? Like he's not allowed or she's not allowed to showcase that to you because they're really
Comparison.
proud of the work they put in.
I haven't really met anybody that was like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like I haven't experienced that yet. So
I
I
met a
can-
lot. I've met a ton. Like every type of human being I met. But I just want to know, where is the line drawn for you guys?
For me, it's when they start comparing themselves to other people in the sense like, oh, like they're talking about themselves in a way like I'm better than you or I'm better than this person. It's like if they're just proud of themselves and what they've done, that's like I'm happy for them. That's fine. But if you're like if it's at the cost of putting other people down or trying to build yourself up on some made up comparison
that.
between
Well
you
said.
and somebody else, then yeah.
I think it's if they have under 500,000.
Don't make more Andre, please, before Fangdom does not become a fan.
Right there.
Anybody else?
That's the line. $499.99.
Get 600K
you can
followers.
showboat.
Could possibly work.
You can showboat as long as you have the drip, like K Marie. How fast is that going, dude?
What? She
I know,
changed?
damn.
Wow, you can't showboat. She'll audit you.
Oh my god. Okay, guys, be careful.
Like I said in chat, she
Thank
could
you.
arrest
Hey,
me.
yo.
Thank you, Rusty Rich, as well. All right, let's go on to the next topic. Hana, do you
Sorry about
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Are you gonna target me specifically? I'm kind of scared now.
No, I just wanted you to talk. I
Okay.
like to randomly target people.
Target me. Psh.
All right. So we just talked about obviously dating a creator and then also either dating a creator or a normie.
Right.
When you're dating somebody and you're unhappy, how do you express yourself?
So I think it kind of depends on what stage of the relationship you're in, because I think sometimes when it's at the beginning, it's sort of harder to express that because you're scared of like scaring the other person away by expressing like, oh, I'm unhappy about this situation. But for me, like since I've been in a relationship for so long now, I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, instead of bottling up and like holding it in until it explodes, because that's kind of what I used to do, I sort of express it as soon as it comes up, and I'm like, hey, I'm just letting you know, like this thing's kind of bugging me right now, and it's gonna like, is there something we can do about it? It kind of depends on what it is. But if it's just like a small thing, I usually bring it up like pretty quickly. And I'm like, hey, I'm probably seeming annoyed right now, but like, this is why. Like, is there some way we can talk about this and like come to a compromise about whatever it is? Say it's like, you know, maybe they're not cleaning as much as they should or something like, you know, it just depends on, I guess, what it is. But I'm just a lot more upfront with my feelings now than I used to be. And it's helped a lot because open communication has just become like such an important part of having like a very long-term relationship. And so I think like just keeping the communication open and being very honest about how you're feeling without like obviously being super blunt where you're hurting the other person all the time or something, like I think just as long as you keep that channel open, it's really helpful and you don't have as many fights about things.
Well said.
Yeah,
Thanks.
totally.
That was perfect.
That was very well said.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job.
I have nothing to say after that.
So I guess,
I was in a
it really-
7-year relationship. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it definitely depends on like what stage of the relationship you're in. Like if it's something like if it's a relationship I've been in for a while, you know, and we've just like had so much go on between us. You know, it's one of those like if I'm unhappy, okay, I need to stop and reflect on one, like, is this something that they've done to me that's making me unhappy, or you know, is this just me? Like, have I just become like, is my mindset just changing and I need to communicate that, or am I just, you know, or is it like, I don't want to go to like, oh, this just isn't working, but like maybe I need to, you know, this is the point of my life where I just need to kind of like elevate before just going and telling them like, hey, like I'm not happy, and you know, really kind of put in a reflection, because you change over time. You're not the same person as when you first got in the relationship with, you know, even after a year. But if it's like earlier in the relationship, honestly, I just leave. Like I tell them, I'm like, hey, because if it's like less than 3 months, I'm like, if it's already, if I'm truly just unhappy in the relationship, it's not worth it for me. I just like, hey, it's not working. Peace.
Okay.
So straightforward.
Straightforward then. Would you be willing to, like, if it's new in a relationship, or if it's been unhappy for a while, even if it's like 6 months, a year into a relationship, are you willing to sit down and have a deep conversation of why things aren't working or what makes you actually unhappy? Because I feel like people say they're unhappy about something, are happy about something, but they never really elaborate why.
Yeah, I think there's, well, definitely like 6 months and beyond, like, yeah, for sure. Like it's probably something much deeper going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like there's a difference between like, oh, like, yeah, you do that and that annoys me, versus like, I am unhappy in this relationship. Which is why if it's early on, if I'm already unhappy, like if it's already giving me this much of a headache just being around you, like why are we doing this? What are we doing?
Yeah, true.
Like you and I are better off if we just go the other way.
The hardest part is when you guys get to a point where you guys become financially dependent on each other. And then you get screwed and you can't basically figure out how to get out of that situation, and that's
I've been there. It sucks.
Yeah, you gotta make
That
sure
is the
you
worst.
Literally just got out of there.
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you guys ask the right questions. You force yourselves into situations that shows off this individual's ability to react into stressful situations, and traditionally none of us know that when we're growing up, and some of you know that somehow, luckily, or got forced into it. It's kind of similar to your best friends in high school. None of you guys were forced into a situation where both of you like the same person, or in a situation where money was a problem, or popularity or egos were attacked. And so when you guys don't have that opportunity after 5 years, and then the first opportunity hits, you're wondering why that relationship just blew up. It's because you guys really haven't been able to see that. And that's why I like people online friends, like, you know, people like us right now, and we have, like, I'm not joking, like we might have more, we might be more in common than those IRL friends that you have that as your neighbor or the person that you went to high school with, because of the ability to communicate better.
I agree.
And not to think it's not.
You're not lying, bro. You're not lying.
Yeah, it's weird.
I say that all the time, though. Like, it's something I say all the time. Like, even somebody that doesn't create content, like I have my best friend, she doesn't do any of that. She's like in the world, I guess. Like, I guess she knows what it is, etc. But she's even told me, she's like, I play Valorant and that's all I do, and I have more friends online than I do in person, and it makes me, you know, it makes her feel some type of way. So that's what she wants to do, you know. Like, I'm the same as well.
I enjoy all my online friends way more than I enjoy my IRL friends. 1000%.
It's just a combination of things. If let's say I'm like blessed that, let's say, you and I are now IRL friends, but we met each other online first, as an example. And then now I want to physically see you because it's like so much more fun than seeing you online. That becomes the problem because I can't take the time away from your journey or whatever you're trying to do. And if you communicate to me saying that, hey, you know, I want to be on this journey, I really appreciate our time on Discord or whatever we do, and I appreciate that, then I'm a good friend. I have like this idea of best friend, friend, and acquaintances, and there's like 3 different layers.
That's true.
To understand that. So we immediately, let's say right now we just met for the first time, we think we're friends all of a sudden. That's actually shouldn't be true because we're acquaintances. We were on this Barcast together. But the way you can start learning how to be friends is the things that help me gain energy and help you gain energy, and not to take away energy from you. And that's when the start of a relationship starts as a friend.
You learn what what you learn about each other, like what you guys love and stuff like that. Taking that time to learn that, it's important. A good friend is someone too that like when you go out and there's something like, for example, I'm really close to Micah and we're like best friends, and we'll go to like, she's into candy. I know she's into candy, so if I ever go into like a random candy shop that's like exclusive, I'll FaceTime her or send her pictures and be like, hey, like this is the opportunity for you to get something that you might never get, but I know that this is what makes, it's the little things in life that you look forward to. Everybody has in their head why they want to be alive, what they want to be alive for, like little hobbies, little things they love, those little interests, and different for every single person. What makes you you and unique.
Like Andre just going out and just getting the Blue Eyes White Dragon out of his cupboard somehow and showing it to us. Like, that was awesome.
No, he pulled that shit out of his ass.
No fucking way. Is that in your back pocket all day?
It's in his prison pocket.
You keep it on you.
It's just weird that you said one like there wasn't 2 of them. I'm just joking.
He's flexing. Let me get one, Andre. Jesus
I got
Christ.
you. Say less.
I want a fake one though. Like I want my shit to be shiny as fuck.
He said he doesn't want Blue Eyes White Dragon. You want Blue Eyes White Privilege?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got that one.
Oh yeah. Overall.
Simply unlucky.
Not the
is
same.
Quaking.
Not the same.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll DM you, Andre.
I heard that all the way from here.
Great questions, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They're more the deeper ones. So reflecting off my life, so.
I feel like the same way right now.
So I have a friend that I met online, right? And right now I'm not interested in dating. So I explained to him, I hope we can be actual friends because I'm not trying to date right now. I just don't want to date anybody. And at first he's like, well, can you explain why? So I elaborated and acted like he understood. Oh, I get it completely. We could be friends. I'm like, perfect. Let's play games together. Let's have fun. So a few months passed, and now one of the things I explained to him as to why I don't want to get in a relationship is because I don't want to deal with I'm being a little selfish right now. So I don't want to deal with having to call someone back. Exactly. If I'm busy, I'm busy. Please understand. Can't, then we can't do it. So he acted like he understood. A few months passed, kind of started flirting. I turned him down. And then I'm not going to lie, I kind of started liking him because it's been a few months. So I'm actually getting to know him. And then he started his shit with the whole, I want to see you. Why can't I see you? This, everything that I didn't want to deal with. And now the friendship is, falling apart. Yeah. So,
if I said anything personally to you right now, you should be blessed. I know your name's Blessed X. You should be blessed that happened earlier than later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these relationships that we basically go through happen for years, and we never got a chance to test that relationship, and you had an opportunity to see this person's not really worth it. So it's good that you can now basically make time for someone else that actually can enjoy who you are and what your needs are.
Yeah, but that's someone else's you. You make time for you. If you tell someone what you want and don't want, and they're asking you why, it's a red flag. And if they persist, then, But that's...
I just want a girl that can sing Bad Bunny with me, bro.
Put this in your bio.
It's interesting.
That's a tough one.
That Andre says that because I initially, maybe it's because I'm so fucked up and damaged, but I took it as he wanted to know because he just genuinely wanted to know. He was interested in knowing as to why I don't want to date at the moment. So it's funny that you say that. What goes through your mindset that you make it that way?
For me, I feel like that the question would be phrased differently, but I don't know how he said it. But for me, it would be is everything cool? Are you good? If a friend, if you take gender out of it, and I've got a male friend, right? Like, let's say me and Fatherless are chilling, right? And he's like, I'm just not really trying to date. And I'm like, I get it. Is everything straight? Did something happen? Right? Like, that's how I'm going to ask him, right? But if he's like, yo, I'm not trying to date anybody, I'm like, really? Why not? Like, what if, you and me? And he'd be like, this seems sus. I don't know. I just think it's all in how it's said. But yeah.
Usually when I tell guys this, that I'm not interested in dating, instantly they're like, she's jaded. Someone broke her heart. And it's like, that's not the case. Like, I just don't
want. Are you sure it's not maybe
you just grow?
Like, you're just on your grind right now. Like, you don't want to have to deal with somebody.
Exactly.
I want to be able to play Valorant all day now. Like, I don't have anybody holding me back. What the fuck?
That's the life.
I couldn't do that. My desk would be snapped in half.
Valorant rage inducing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've gotten too far away from the original question, but I just think you can tell really early. Here's something weird about it too. Is like, I will literally put myself in the friend zone, and maybe it's just because I'm getting older. But like, I used to like really want to like sleep. I'm like, yo, how soon can I see your boobs? Like, how soon can we? You know what I mean? Like, this was what was going on in my head. I'm like, how soon? But as I get older and older, it's like, do I even really like you? Like, sure, I want to see you naked, but are you gonna talk during the show? Like, are we really gonna vibe? I might not even like you like that. So, so I would prefer.
Can I see your tits?
Eventually.
You just ask them immediately. You're like, can I see them? I need to make sure they're good before we move on.
No, not before we're friends.
Oh, okay.
Right,
and then pulls out his blue eyes white dragon.
And he's like, this is my blue eyes white dragon right here.
Here's what I'm
blue eyes,
to offer.
It's a single
It's an
dragon.
admission ticket. You get one for each one.
Andre, that's my blue eyes white dragon.
It's embarrassing because you're right. You guys got me figured out. You're right.
You want to take it? You're gonna prove something.
You guys are right.
I mean, I definitely agree, like, with what a lot of you guys are saying. Like, when it comes to, okay, well, how do you do if you're unhappy with the relationship? It's so important to test the relationship in the beginning. Like, for me, like, it's like 5 things. Like, I want to see you when you're happy and passionate in your passion. I want to see, well, how you are in bed. Like, are we compatible? I want to see how you are financially. Are you responsible? And also in the last 2, I need to see how you are when you're sad and grieving, and how you are when you're angry and something upsets you. And
that's like a whole fucking checklist, though. Like,
honestly, no, but it's so important because if you overlook that, then a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, and suddenly you're like, oh, this is making me like the way you are when you're angry. Like it frustrates me, or even it scares me if you're someone who's dealing with like trauma from past relationships. Because you overlooked that, or you didn't wait to see how they were when they're angry in the beginning, and now you're like, well, shit, I've already invested all this time in this person, like, but I'm unhappy. How do I approach this? And it's so confusing. And I've been in that situation, but that's why now I'm like, okay, you need to pass all these tests before I even jump in.
If you're unhappy,
I feel like
you like listening to Bad Bunny?
I feel like you don't get to know any of those things unless it's within like 2-3 years. Like, my mother would always tell me, you don't know somebody for real until you've known them for 2 years or better.
Yep.
And I learned that lesson with my 7-year ex-boyfriend. Jesus Christ, he was nothing like the person that I first met.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to that kind of stuff, I feel like I'm such a commitment type person. Like, when I say I'm gonna start dating somebody and get into like a committed relationship, if like the vibes are weird in the beginning, I feel like I'm gonna say something to try and fix it, because I want to be with them. So I don't know, just like over communicating, like everybody said, such a important thing, especially if like, for somebody who's like super committed like me,
Maybe I'm just like too straight to the point where somehow like I find out all of those things within like the first 3 months, because something's gonna make you upset, something's gonna make you sad. I'm gonna see a moment, hopefully, that you're happy and passionate, but in those 3 months, I'm gonna see how you handle your money, and hopefully within 3 months, I see how you are in bed. My God, but so I'm very to the point with people. That way, I
like you. I like you though.
You know what you want, though. I feel like at the end of the day, if you know what you want, then it's just a lot different. Because if you think you know what you want, that's not knowing what you want.
I tell them in the beginning. I don't try to like do it secretly. Like I tell them, like, this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I would hope out of you, because, yeah, I don't want my time wasted, but I don't want to waste your time either, because, you know, as much as I care about myself, I would hope that you care about yourself the same way.
Everybody knows what they want. They just don't want to They just don't want to spend the time to sit down and figure out what the fuck they want.
Yeah,
and
that's
write
true.
it down. Like everybody knows exactly what they want. And then as you date and as you grow older, there's gonna be more things that you want. That's completely understandable, because like you might find a new hobby, you might find a new kink, you might find all kinds of different things. But if you just sit down and write down like, this is what I want, this is what I like, pros and cons. You write down pros and cons lists, like literally sit down, think about your life. Like we're all adults, like that's all it really is.
So that, because I'm all about pros and cons.
Especially the older you get, because I think sometimes what you liked 5 years ago is not what you like now, but you're going for that same type of person because that's what you've always gone for, but that's not who you're going to end up with, because that's like not what you actually like anymore, and you just can't tell yourself that yet.
I still have my Nintendo.
Oh my god.
But like a million years ago, I still like today.
Yes, girl.
If everybody's wondering why everyone's laughing about the grapefruit method.
Oh God!
No!
I just googled it. I'm losing my mind.
Is that going on in chat? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about grapefruit method.
Okay.
Listen, I didn't know anything
See,
about
that's something too. Like,
grapefruit?
yeah, like I've gone down that road. I got
You did the
grapefruit road.
I got a blowjob with the grapefruit. And now I know I don't want it. Like I'm just.
Hey, you gotta try it to see if you like it. Nothing wrong with that.
Why didn't
you say
like
stop?
Yeah.
Hey, grapefruits.
It didn't like do anything special, really.
Why didn't you enjoy
Did I
it?
do it right?
Why wasn't it good?
Yeah,
I want to know why didn't you feel, what was wrong about it? I'm trying to try
It just wasn't.
twice.
It just wasn't something that like when I tried it, I thought it was just, like the way they made it sound was like it'd be so much better. But at the end of the day, it's like, first of all, number one of the things that sucked about it was all this extra grapefruit juice that gets all over the place, and it's like I'd rather just have other kind of juices. Not why would I want grapefruit juice everywhere? Because it's sticky.
Just to give her a refreshing, like, never mind. I'm sorry.
Bless Switch or Nintendo 64.
Wait, what?
Switch or Nintendo 64.
They comparable? I don't know.
I'm just trying to try everything twice. K. Marie said no pegging. Chris said no grapefruit. I'm trying to see.
What about grapefruit pegging though?
The pegging thing has not left my mind. Did somebody get asked to peg somebody?
Yeah, bang them ass K.
I did not.
Yeah.
K. Marie said her biggest turnoff was dudes asking her to peg them.
And then I was like, well, what if like you bring it up?
And then she came out of nowhere 10 minutes later with a fucking cop shit on. Like,
I think I would peg somebody if they asked me.
Teasing us.
I'm leaving. Good night.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I said this earlier. I've never been pegged, but I'm trying to try everything. It's not even really on my bucket list. But if I got with somebody who was like, I'm trying to do it, I'm like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
You better trade the Blue Eyes White Dragon for that shit.
I'll trade them both. I'm trying to try the grapefruit and the pegging, and I just don't want to die. No, I was
Andre,
scared.
what pronoun are you interested
What if
in?
you put the grapefruit on the dildo?
Yeah, put the. I'm trying to get.
Before we continue this, Andre, what pronoun are you interested in?
Are you asking me my preferred pronouns? Or are you asking me what
your preferred pronouns that you're interested in?
Wait.
No,
are you asking my
interested.
dating preference? Yeah. Are you asking my dating preference?
Just in general, like what would you?
Yeah, I mean, I want to be super clear about this. So give me just a half second to explain. I consider myself cis het mostly, but so if I was dating like a woman who was transitioning and she was a man now, I wouldn't have a problem with that. The only thing I'm not really interested in is like beards and balls. I don't really want to date somebody with a beard or somebody with balls. But if you have a
damn it,
sorry, if you could have a vagina, and be a man, and I'd still fuck with you. We can still go see movies and hold hands. I don't really care if my girlfriend looks like.
You don't want to basically have a sword fight.
Pardon me,
who's
Fang.
the winner at the end.
Pardon me, Fang. I think Fang is cute. If Fang had a vagina, why not? Life is too short to not like. But I've only ever been with cishet women. That's been my experience. But I like, as long as there's a vagina there. I'm really trying to get K. Marie to put a grapefruit on a baton. What do you call it? Baton. Yeah, grapefruit baton. That's what I'm looking for.
Hey yo.
She said no pegging earlier.
Decision to make it happen. That's your preference.
Hold on, I'm making my list. I'm about to start asking him questions.
Friends first, though, right? Friends first.
Hey, yo.
Alright. Well, I gotta use the restroom, so let me do that. Kay, you ready to take this over?
Not allowed.
Yeah, I can take it over. Let's go.
The question.
Sorry, I'm done laughing. Okay, I'm good. Let's go.
Alright, I'll send it to you, right?
Yeah. Oh god. Sorry.
We are also over halfway through the show, so cheers to everybody that's on as well.
Cheers.
So, that's me Chris.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here and enjoying a drink on a Wednesday.
Thanks for having
Shout out
us.
So Sake.
Thanks for
You're in the
coming out.
vibes.
That's me Soso as well. Alright.
Get that so sake.
It's okay. What if a girl asked you?
Is that still pegging?
Alright, you got that?
Yeah.
Did you ask a question? Oh, you DM'd her.
I DM'd to Kay.
Oh, I like this question.
I figured you would.
Yeah, I got
I'll give
it.
to you. Alright, we're back.
Yeah. First off, I don't like. Never mind.
You want to target somebody? That's what she was about to say. She's like, I don't
Yeah.
like targeting people, but you.
I was answering the question. I just didn't. I don't know how to answer it. Okay, what are some things dating a sex worker that would be pros and cons to you?
Wait.
Is there somebody you want to answer?
Hole in the house.
It can be.
Yeah, I think
A
Fang should
sex
take this one.
worker.
Yeah, Fang.
Sex worker.
Start it off.
All right, I got you. Pro, you got a pole in the house. This shit cool as fuck. 2, you get to treat somebody like a human being because that's what they are. It's just another job. 3, you get to respect other people because it is just a job. Cons, don't be insecure. There you go.
Sorry, what's the question?
Mic drop.
Wait.
When dating a
That.
sex worker, what is the pros and cons to you?
So what is a sex worker job? If you can help me understand.
Yeah, so there was no qualification, but this is anything can be considered sex work. But I guess my answer would
OnlyFans, strip
yeah,
OnlyFans,
my
strip club, and
porn.
you could do pornography. You could do
Yeah,
you could
those are the 3, right?
Let's keep it illegal.
Prostitution. Is
Oh.
a sex worker
Not
job
every-
also showing Twitter photos or anything like that?
Sure, but not everybody lives in the same country. There are countries where sex work is legal. You can and prostitution is like. I don't want to say prostitution because that's usually when it's illegal. It's called prostitution.
It's legal
But
in
whatever.
Canada.
Right. So TwitchCon in Amsterdam. Let's say we're all in Amsterdam. We could be doing sex work legally. But I guess it depends on the kind of sex work, K. Marie. Is like I do draw the line at like my partner having intercourse with other people. I don't know if that's like a hard line. It's something I'd have to explore. It's a case by case basis. But largely, I think this is a pro. I don't know. I maybe Fang's right. Maybe it's just another job. Maybe it's not a pro or a con. It's just like working at AutoZone. It's just your fucking job. Why do I care?
If I had to elaborate or add to that, I want to add to what he said. Andre said. Let's say the individual is in porn and is going to have partners, no matter what. And I know this going forward. I think the major thing that I would want is that individual to have the energy for me. You know, knowing that
You mean sexually?
Not sexually. It doesn't have to be only sexually, because sexually is basically similar to that individual that you just had sex with. But if this individual doesn't have the energy for me when they come home, or when we go out together, it just doesn't look at me and actually is excited to be around me, then that's a turnoff. Like, it's like you are showing that on camera that you're having the greatest time with this individual because you have to, it's your job. But when you come home, you give me the shittiest attitude because you're just so tired and pissed off because your work sucked. That's really not fair for your partner.
I feel like that's not exclusive to
That
sex
could happen
work.
with any
Yeah, I was
job,
gonna
yeah.
say.
No, it's more like that's my like I understand that. I understand that that's like for normie jobs, whatever you want to call it, or creator jobs, we are all acceptable on that. But if you're gonna be in a position where you're faking it on the camera for somebody else, and then you come over and you show me your real side, and you're just pissed off all day and just not having fun, and like, why should I be in this relationship if you're basically having the greatest time with that person? You know.
Okay.
That's where I'm saying, like, that's where I would draw the line for me. And like, if you would have to put a little bit extra effort, which sucks for you, and it's not fair for you, but I'd like to know that I am.
I'm really curious if the rest of the room has the same like boundary about like sex work. Is like pictures, photographs, even like DMs, OnlyFans, you're replying to like customers, I wouldn't really have a problem with that. But like pornography or intercourse with others, is that like a hard line, or would you consider it? Or because I feel like some of the sex work would be like, yeah, I don't know, you might as well work at Arby's. I don't care. But if you're fucking other people, I guess. Go ahead, sorry.
So for me, I guess what's in my experience, so as someone who's like a stripper and then also does like online content, it really depends on, well, what's worked best is partners who are like, okay, well, if you were already doing that before, like before my partner met me, then it shouldn't make a difference at all. Because you knew what you were coming into. It's all about like, I'm being upfront and honest. Like, I'm not gonna try to get to know you and then be like, oh yeah, I do this. No, you're gonna know right out the gate. Because it's a part of my life. It's very much a part of my life, and it's important to me. It's my work.
If that was my work, like, though, would I be off the list? If I'm in porn and you meet me, are you just not interested, or could you make it work?
Well, I also don't do porn, so probably yeah.
You would say no, hard line.
Right. Also, mainly because like I myself don't do it, and because like I like the like right now in my life, I like the exclusivity, and when it comes to like sexual relationships.
Sure.
So I would probably, I mean, that's also why I don't do porn, just for that reason, because I don't like the idea of having like multiple sexual partners
yeah,
right
you
now.
want to be with one partner. Yep.
Yeah. So as someone who like is a stripper and then streams from the strip club, I get asked all the time, oh, how do I date a stripper? What do I gotta do? You know, how do I bag one of you guys? And I'm like, okay. One of the main things, obviously, don't be jealous or insecure, because you're just gonna hurt yourself. If you're a naturally jealous person, fine, but don't try to go get someone if you know she's gonna be at the club every night around all these dudes that are staring at her, because like you're just hurting yourself at that point. Like, what are you doing, man? Nothing wrong with her, nothing wrong with you, but you're not compatible. And then like on top of that, it's just like, also, if you're going to try to date someone in the sex industry, you have to make sure that you, like Fink said, let them be human. Because what happens a lot, and I've experienced this myself, is someone wants to date you, and they either, one, become super insecure and don't like it whenever you actually just do what you do, in my case, a stripper, or they fetishize you. So, like, they expect me to always be sexy, always be turned on, always be just, like, ready to go. And I'm like, bro, I'm human. And especially when I'm doing that constantly, and I cannot turn that mode of myself off when I'm at work 8 hours a night, every single night, I'm tired when I come home. Like, I want to feel like I can be safe around you, and I can, you know, I have the freedom to not have to be sexual around you.
Whose mic is that?
You know?
It's loud.
Chris.
GG's.
GG's,
I get what you're saying though, Wonderland. It's like, if I were a waiter, I wouldn't want to come home and like serve my part. I'm like, oh, I just came home from work. Can I get you anything to eat? What would you like to drink? Like, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'd be off the clock.
That makes a lot of sense.
It also comes with the, like, if let's say they are in porn, and something that you have to be like, that helps you, could be like, at the end of the day, they're coming home for me. A line for me is like, you have to communicate effectively beforehand, right? Like, hey, I have to go work with this person. Hey, I have to work with that person. This is what's going on. And checking in, right? Like, are you okay with this? Making sure, like, where your partner stands is a very important thing. So, like, a lot more, not more communication, but communication in a different sense is, like, a main thing for, like, having a sex worker partner. I've had a couple or a few. And for me, like, knowing, just reassurance every once in a while is a big thing. Like, hey, you're enough, like, I'm coming home to you. But, like, also getting tested, like, testing is a very important thing, like, very frequently, if they are, like, having sex with other people, if you're okay with that. But at the end of the day, I feel like what Wonderland said was right, is, like, if you can't handle it, then you just shouldn't be into it. And, like, that's... Like,
nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with them. And what happens is they try to pinpoint at each other, like, oh, well, it's just because you're always dancing on all these other men. It's like, well, you're just super insecure, but, like, you're just not compatible. Leave each other. Come on.
Yeah. There's other things that you can do.
Exactly.
Sounds like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp story right now.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it's a definition. If you guys don't understand that, go watch the case and you'll see that these two individuals think they love each other, but they're so goddamn toxic towards each other. They bring out the worst in each other.
And they're so incompatible compared to all their other previous partners.
But they're
current ones.
They're doing exactly where you don't want to leave a puppy behind. You'll sacrifice yourself to, like, you know, some humans will just kill themselves for an animal, and not saying all. And then same thing happens to Johnny Depp, where he sees like these wall of texts like, please don't leave me, don't hurt me, and he's like, fuck, I can't do that. I'm not a bad human being. I have to go back into this triangle of stuff. And then she does the same thing back, and he does the same thing back to her. It just gets in this endless cycle of shit, and so you can't get out of it. And
Bless you, you dating a porn star?
No, but I did work in a strip club, and I dealt with exactly everything all the hours. Like, so I was dating a guy that I met at the strip club, and he knew that I was a bartender in the strip club, obviously. I'm a little tipsy at this point, so bear with me.
You're good.
Okay, so...
Damn, one so down.
Yeah, this shit is lethal right here. This shit is fucking lethal.
You should try soju.
That's how you know it's good.
Even for me, bro, and I'm big as fuck.
Soju's so good.
Soju is
Shit is
lethal.
dangerous.
It is really good.
Amanda's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. I've had 2 of these and I'm chilling.
Oh,
I don't think I could drink a second one.
I have a high alcohol tolerance, sorry.
Next stream, I'm a shotgun watch.
I drink like once every 5 months, so. So I was dating someone that I met in the strip club, and he acted so understanding, the same shit I feel like I deal with time and time again. And he was dropping me off at work, picking me up from work. All my time off I spent with him all the time, but he was still insecure. And then initially I was waitressing. Like, oh, it's because you're waitressing. You have to walk to these guys and walk past them and all these excuses. So then I started bartending, and things were cool for like probably 2 weeks. And then he's like, the bartending's bothering me. Like, I was always the issue, even though he knew I work at the strip club. Like, this is my job. But for me, I personally don't think I would date a porn star. I'm open-minded. Like, I would fuck with a porn star, but I wouldn't date them. And honestly, I don't know why. It's just not, I don't know. I don't think I want my man fucking a million women, but.
No, I get it.
I respect it.
Sure. I think like this is not porn star or sex worker level, but I've dated actors before who have had to like make out with other girls on stage or for a movie, and I would always get like, in the beginning I'd be like, oh, that sucks, but then I realized it's their job. They're almost playing a role, and they would always give me money after they had to kiss somebody on screen. We had this deal where they had to give me like $5. No, they had to give me $5. It was like a cute whatever.
Okay. I thought it was like they had to buy you a car or something.
Like the whole salary you got from that day. They were like, here's $5. Like, I have to. So like, I feel like it's very similar in that, where it's just a job. I think that's kind of like how you have to look at it. I mean, that's how I would look at it. But
yeah, you just gotta be real with each other and be upfront and honest.
Communication.
Exactly.
Oh, so I'm sorry, this is where I was trying to get at, that I completely forgot because I'm drinking so. So basically what I was trying to say is that I feel like women know how to separate. Like, when I was at work, yeah, we have to talk to guys, we have to make them feel comfortable and feel good about themselves so we can also eat. But it's completely different going home to your boyfriend and making him feel good. Like, you want to do that. So it's completely different. And I feel like it'll probably be that same way for porn stars, or I also do OnlyFans. So like, it'll be that way for, I feel like, any sex worker. They go home to their boyfriend making them feel good versus dealing with the guy that you don't really care for. It's completely different.
Yeah, the OnlyFans stuff.
I would feel that.
The OnlyFans stuff seems like a softball to me. I'll take the pictures, I'll upload them. Fuck, I might reply to some weird DMs for you. I don't really give a fuck. It's weird that I have like a boundary. I guess it's not weird. I haven't unpacked why I have a boundary about someone having sex with someone else, but I do. It's like, I do have that boundary. I don't know. Fatherless, did you chime in? You're like the funniest dude in the room. I'm trying to hear your opinion. Sex work? Yeah, no?
Probably not, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Any sex work, like OnlyFans, none of that.
I mean, if they're not doing anything with anybody else, you feel me? Like,
What about stripping? What about stripping? That's work
oh,
too.
bro, go for it, bro. Go for it. I have like a lot of stripper friends.
Could you date one?
Would I? Probably. But
probably that's not a confirmative answer.
It's just maybe, just
Maybe the right person.
yeah. Like if you
fun, 'cause
presented
you
it to
can
yourself,
go for
like pretty. Do you actually get to go for free?
Well, like my partner does. Yeah, it's like, and everyone's like loves him, and you know, I'm like, yeah. So
it'd be
if
like
you date a stripper, you get in for free.
True, it'd be a big ass maybe.
I have a big question
It's
for you.
kind of like that thing where men, sometimes the cheaters, not all men, but the cheaters, they'll like cheat on their girl and they just won't understand. Like, why don't you understand? I love you. Like, I was just fucking her. I love you. Like, why don't you understand that? And so the guy, he probably didn't have no like emotion to this woman he just fucked. It probably was just a fuck, but he just doesn't understand why his girlfriend won't get that. Like, I'm doing all this for you. I'm living with you. Like, we've been together for this long. This was just a fuck. It's the same thing with like women who are in the sex work, where it's like, babe, I love you. Like, this means nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're not
to any,
it's not your job.
Sure.
Yeah.
So to any guy who ever says, "Oh, it was just fucking her," like, I love you, it's all about, like, I think someone mentioned this earlier, boundaries. Like, if you already knew that person was doing that before you got in, you knew what you were walking into. But if it's something after you guys have already been together, discuss your boundaries. And if he's like, "Oh, I was just fucking her, but I love you," but like, if you really loved me, you would have respected the boundaries that we both set together.
That's probably
Yeah.
a huge thing in relationships that I've missed out on.
Absolutely. But they're, like I said,
So
certain
what-
men that are cheaters, they're just like,
Oh my god, you're gonna get off men. You keep
They
putting
don't
us in
get
this
the
box.
mentality.
You keep putting us in this box. Yeah, it's just cheaters.
I have to be technical. Some the cheaters.
I'll say this, and I'll hand it to Archie. I think because you wanted to speak. But so for me, it's like logically, how do we test this boundary? So would I date someone who's a stripper? Would I date someone who's a ballet dancer? Yeah. And what if she danced with less clothes? Yeah. What if she danced in front of dude? Yeah. So like, it doesn't matter how far you extend this logic of dancing. I don't care. You can dance with whoever you want. Here's what gets weird about it. A lot of us had said, no, we wouldn't sleep with a porn star. But let's say your partner had to get the bag. You sleep with one person for $1 billion. You're probably going to sign that permission slip. You're probably going to let them.
There's a movie on that.
Yeah,
It's not
sure,
even
sure.
about the money though. You feel me? Like,
Isn't it?
I don't know, bro. Like, some people are just like, this is my sole person, and if like somebody else comes around and
to
does
be
that,
clear,
like, you feel some type of way.
So you're not signing the permission slip. Your girl sleeps with someone else for $1 billion. You're just not okay.
Oh, I thought you said $1 million. Yeah, $1 billion.
No,
You
so
gotta depend on
that's
where
what
it's
I'm-
about.
Even $1 million, I'd be like,
I wouldn't do it for $1 million.
So that's what I'm saying though, is like, if you test the logic of dating a porn star, it doesn't track until they make a lot of money for a little bit of sex. And then it's like, well, if they're having a lot of sex for a little bit of money, then maybe not. But I think all of us are open to a certain degree, right? I think it's a spectrum. But Archie, we're waiting to hop in. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying it's a combination of the same thing as being a creator on Twitch. Like, you were working 20 hours, and if that person realizes you make a lot of money, they'll be willing to be patient, saying, hey, maybe in 3 years from now, I'm going to invest 3 years of my life not being around this person because they're sitting on Twitch all day. I'll go get their drink. I'll do whatever I need to because I know we'll be financially stable and we'll have a future together. That's the example of why they think financial stability is important. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys, like myself included at that time, was really turned off. But I live in Orange County in California. I don't know where the hell you guys live right now at the moment. But some of the direct questions are pretty intense for me, and I'm not ready for it yet. So, like, you go on a date, and they say, like, right off the bat, like, how much money do you make? I'm like, excuse me? And they're, like, straight up asking, like, if you don't make $200,000 a year, let's stop talking. I was like,
all right, bye.
We're not wasting each other's time. It's not polite, but at least we're not wasting each other's time.
I'm
Amanda,
just
did
saying,
you-
like, that's what they want to know. I'm like, that's fine. If I did make over at that time, like if I was an architect before, I still wouldn't want to agree to that.
Exactly.
It's just because there's a way they say it. It's just like you said earlier, Andre. Like, there's a way to say certain
That's fair.
things instead of saying why.
That's fair.
There's a way to say, you know what? If you don't feel uncomfortable, anytime you're free, I'm willing to listen to you. And so like there's just a certain crass in behavior that I'm willing to also basically accept. And it's like, I understand that you have a certain lifestyle you want to live because your mom and your dad certain like raised you in a certain way. You lived in Newport Beach, or you lived in, you know, the nicest places possible, and you want that same lifestyle.
Sure.
Understandably so.
But you would respect some like tact or some decorum when somebody asks.
Yeah, 100%. It's just
little
that they don't
little
do
foreplay
that because they're so pissed at life, and they're so jaded at life and all the dates that they go on. Like I'm gonna throw this out there again. Everybody in this entire like call, if you're a man, go make a profile as a man if you've never done a dating profile, and you'll see the difference between a man and a woman. And of course, this is not basically, I'm not gender profiling. If you make a woman profile and ask your cousin or friend and use your photos, you will see you'll get so much more attention. You don't have to do anything. You just literally just
on God.
It's just insane. Like the amount of attention you get. Like I got a cousin that just says like, I've got 1,000 messages in one day, and I have to siphon through 1,000 messages of hi's, hi, how are you? Like I want to, and like all that stuff, right? And then as a guy, you don't see anything. You got to swipe.
I
hours.
definitely agree there are differences. If you look into it though, men who are in the top 5% match like crazy too. There's like a certain archetype of men who match a lot.
Correct.
I was trying to make room for Amanda because I don't know if you were flexing your nails or raising your hand. Were you trying to get in?
No, my camera's like
autofocus.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
No,
turn it
I'm
off and
good.
turn it back on. You'll probably fix it.
I did. It like honestly,
it doesn't look bad. It looks
stop.
fine.
I work in IT. That's exactly what I tell people every day. Like, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on?
You have to wait 10 seconds. Excuse me.
There you go.
Is it plugged in?
It is. It's all working now.
That's nice. You look good.
Thanks.
I really like
but
that
yeah.
you work in IT. That's awesome.
Thanks. I'm like the only girl in there. And like everyone wants to talk to me.
You get all the attention, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Did you answer if you date a sex worker?
I didn't. And honestly, I'm not that far in my like self-love journey, whereas I'm still insecure about a lot of things that I think that would make me super insecure, regardless if they're just throwing their love at me. I think it would still make me really insecure. I would respect them completely, but it would make me really insecure.
Wonderlust said it. Yeah.
I respect
go ahead,
you,
Frank.
like,
I want to go to
have the self-awareness to like say that though. That's
It's also the type of love you can give. So like monogamous, non-monogamous, poly, that plays a big factor into that. So because I work with a lot of sex workers, and it's really interesting, and I get very deep conversations with them and talk to them, and we get on very deep levels of talking about stuff, and I just love to learn, and then they know that, so they open up to me, and it's really interesting how some people are okay with certain aspects of things, and like they will view things differently because it's business, or they'll like view things differently because they're at an older place in their life, and they might have been hurt so much that they're just like, they get to the point where like they don't really care what the other person does as long as they're with them, and they love them because they just love them because that person actually treats them right and communicates with them right. So the older you get to, the more you're kind of like open to different options sometimes, and I think that just comes with experience. You know, like you could have someone that literally could be a sex worker and treat you like the best person in the world, and then you could be someone that's the complete opposite but treats you like shit. So at the end of the day, it's really big when it comes to that, and I've worked with so many different creators, so it's really fucking interesting. I could talk about this stuff for days. And you know, like porn stars, OnlyFans, strippers.
Would you, Chris?
I have.
I
have, yeah.
How about porn? Is that too far or no?
Porn's too far for me personally. If I were to date a sex worker, I would be able to do the porn with them. But like if they're deciding to sleep with others, that's just where I just cross the line. Cause that's where I know I'm at. Where I'm just kind of like I lose that. I'm very romantic, so I lose a lot of my romantic side when they start putting interest in others, even if it's like a business thing.
What about a hall pass? What about a hall pass for $1 billion?
I don't really like, to be honest, like I don't really believe in the hall pass thing. I think that's just because you just want to fuck someone else that you're attracted to.
No. We're talking about a business exchange.
A business exchange?
Sugar baby.
$1 billion. I don't.
Nobody's really gonna offer $1 billion, but everyone most likely gonna say yes to $1 billion because it's just gonna change life. Like, And then you guys can split it half and half, 500 million each, and just go separate ways. You're both going to be fine for the rest of your life, or stay together. Like it's a win-win situation.
The only reason why I phrase the question this way is because it seems like there's a spectrum of sex work that we're comfortable with and not comfortable with. But I don't mean to, like, I think it's completely valid what Amanda said. It's like and what Wonderlust said. It's about knowing yourself and knowing what's best for you. But yeah.
Yeah, it's all about what's you're okay with. Like I said, I've dated a couple strippers, and I know they do full nudes. I know there's just different things. Like I'm supportive. Like I'm literally the camera guy. I'm the videographer for all the OnlyFans girls. I watch all kinds of stuff and I film everything, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't turn me on because it's not my life. That's their life, and I'm just there to support them and stuff. But when it comes to, like, if I'm dating an OnlyFans girl, I'm okay doing stuff with them. Maybe stuff with another girl if they're attracted to other girls. But when it comes to another guy, I know what I am. I'm more of like a dom. I'm not a switch. I'm a dom, and then also I'm romantic. So it's just really hard with another guy in the picture. And I'm just like, it just doesn't. Yeah. It turns me off. So that's how I know my body works.
As long as she can buy me Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I don't.
Oh my god. But Chris,
she's bringing in bank.
So since you're a camera guy, like you film, that technically puts you in like the sex work industry, right?
100%.
So what if someone's not okay with you like filming for other people?
Damn,
like,
yo, he hit you with a fucking curveball.
No, that's a great question.
Reverse.
That's a great question. That's a really great question, Finn, because that's where I'm at in life right now. I dated, let's see, I just turned 29 last week, so I've been dating since I was 16.
Happy belated birthday again.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Old.
29 and fine.
Thanks. I dated so I used to have this toxicity where I've always been friends with girls. I've always had a lot of friends that are girls my whole life. And for some odd reason, when I got a girlfriend, I cut a lot of those friends that are girls out of my life, and I realized how terrible that was and not right. And so when I went through my really bad relationship breakup back in 2018, that's when I started to realize, like, I can't sacrifice just because they're a girl doesn't mean, and they're respectful. Like, all the girls I've been with are extremely respectful. And now I'm at the point where I know so many creators that are girls that I'm literally great friends with. We've already established, like, hey, we will never do anything together because we want to be part of each other's life. Or like, if I get a girlfriend, I don't want my girlfriend to be like, oh, well, they fucked, or well, and they know that. All the girls know that. I mean, Kay's one of them. Kay's part of production. She knows that, and she's a sex worker. She knows a lot about me when it comes to the sex worker stuff. And there's a lot of girls that, like, I'm really close with, and I just won't sleep with them, or I won't do anything with them. I won't even cuddle with them. I won't even hold their hand. And that's if I have a girlfriend. That way, that when they come around, they're more comfortable. And then all these girls that respect me and respect each other, they respect the girl I date. And so if whatever girl that's my girlfriend just gets this whole boost ego thing, because all these girls that I'm friends with literally just love them. And I get freaking scared because if I introduce a new girl into my life, it's a lot of they better treat you right, and it's a lot of we really want to, like, hang out with her or spend time with her or meet her or help her. So I'm in a very interesting part of my life right now, thing where I have had girls that I've talked to and they're like, oh, you wouldn't do that forever, would you? And the only reason I really do it is because I love my friends and helping support them. And a big reason I still do what I do is there's not a lot of guys that can do it, and they have a hard time with it. So I feel bad because I'm like, I love supporting you because this one makes you happy. This one makes you who you are, and like how much, you make a lot of money from it. And it's like, I'd rather support you, and then they have to try to trust a whole new guy not to do weird shit.
100%.
And I feel like you probably wouldn't date anyone that isn't comfortable with you keeping, like, those friends that you aren't going to do anything with either, probably. Like, if they were like, cut everybody off, you'd probably be like, I don't really know if this is the relationship for me,
We go over there. Go that way.
We haven't heard from Galaxy, K-Marie, and Cat Jam. I want to hear from those three. Don't mind.
Hold on.
Whichever you want to speak first. Let's just go to Galaxy.
What? Oh, sorry, I didn't even hear my name.
Yeah. The question was basically, would you date a sex worker, and if you did or didn't, like, what's your thoughts?
So, I had trouble figuring out an answer to this because I don't think I've ever really dated a sex worker. But I mean, I think I would. I think, yeah, I totally would, and I think that would be pretty fun. I mean, I'm a sex worker myself, so they would, you know, we'd probably have a lot of fun with that. And I think that what Chris was saying about how he's taken pictures for his partner and stuff, that's really cool because I've definitely dated people who are not comfortable with that. So dating a sex worker, they would definitely be comfortable with that. Yeah, I think I would, but I would also draw the line at them being with other people, like physically, unless I was with them at the same time. Like threesomes, I'd totally be down for that. But like, if they're, you know, messing with someone on their own, I'm not there. That might be a little bit of a different story. So
just to ask that question, with you there or not there, is it because you feel like they're gonna have a emotional connection built without you being the present? Like, what's the reason? What's the difference? Because if you being there and not being there.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah,
I suppose
the
that's
big
probably
ones.
you know, rooted in past things that have happened.
Yeah. You would like to make sure that you're present to that change, and that way you're okay with that change.
Right.
That way you always remove yourself from that situation.
Yeah.
Would you also would you be okay if they picked the person for that, like said threesome?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I honestly, like, if I vibe with the other person and I know that they're not gonna, you know, try to get in between shit or anything, then I'd maybe be okay with them, you know, fucking around just them two, because I know it would be okay.
You met
And
the person.
that's
you can
based
actually-
in trust and stuff too. There has to be a lot of trust. Sorry, what'd you say?
You said it right. That was
Oh.
great.
Is it weird that I'm the reverse? Earlier when Bless was talking about her partner dropping her off at the strip club and picking her up, I don't really want to I don't need to be in the strip club throwing ones. I support you probably from home. I'm not going to watch the porn. I'm not going to I don't want to be in the room while you're fucking.
So yeah, that's a great question too, Andre. So dating a stripper, I was just dating a stripper, and my friends were like, let's go to the club. I'm like, I'd rather just keep it separate. I don't want to be in there seeing her give a lap dance to some weird old creepy dude that has never seen titties in his life. So that's
What if she was a bartender?
That's completely different. That's way different.
Okay.
But
oh, we still fought even though I was a bartender. Like,
was he in the club? Was he in the club watching?
It got to the point. It got so bad where, first of all, he was a strip club addict. I didn't know this at this time. So I'm thinking this is just a guy I met at the strip club initially, and then we got in a relationship, and then I learned in the relationship that he's just a strip club addict to this day. Till this day. So, and it's been more than 7 years at this point. But
He said he's in the club right now, somewhere.
he's probably there right now. He is probably there right now. So yeah, it got to the point where I would tell him stop coming to my job because we're arguing every time you're at my job, and he was still pulling up. So
That's bad though.
yeah, he was there.
That's disrespectful too, because it's your work environment, so you don't make things worse. If I and myself had accidentally send messages when someone's at work and I felt really, really bad the next day and I apologized. I'm like, I don't want that. Because I've like I said, I've been doing the Barcast for 3.5 years now, and I've dated people in between, and I've gotten really shitty messages right when I was about to start, and I'm like, that is just fucked. Why are you sending me this? Now.
I don't know how jealous I'm going to be, but I'm definitely going to be on some weird, white knight. Don't touch her. There's no, you know what I mean? They don't need a hall monitor.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay home. You know what I mean? I'm going to stay home.
I don't know.
Why are you slapping her ass that hard?
Right, exactly.
Look, I'll be honest. For me, it's a little bit different. So, as someone who works in the club, both in the front of the house and also on stage. So the way it works with my partner, I'm like, oh, okay, we go to the club together as customers a lot, and I'm like, you better be tipping, because one, I'm not gonna like you if you don't even tip, because if staring is stealing.
Yeah,
That's the way it
throw
works.
that money. Yeah.
But if I'm working, I want you throwing money on me.
Yeah, for sure.
One, because
other people are gonna spend it,
make me feel special, but also because it's honestly, it's a strategy. You throw money on me, other guys are like, well, shit, I can throw more. I could throw more.
Exactly.
They don't even realize that it's a fucking strategy. Like,
I have a question for you.
You're buying dinner when we leave. You're paying. I just gave you all that money.
Oh yeah, I'm totally buying Whataburger on the way home. Hands down.
Wait, no Wonderland. You're not gonna hand me a snack before you go in, so I can just throw it right back at you, like just make it look like it.
There are people that I know who do that. They're like, hey, I'm giving you $200 just so you could throw it on me on stage, so that way other people can throw money.
No, I do that. So a bunch of my friends, when they go to their like audition night or they like do their like debut or whatever, they'll have me come in, like a bunch of other friends. They'll hand us all like 50s and ones and just like go make it look like good so they get hired. And I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm about that. But if somebody slaps her ass, I'm gonna be a hall monitor. They already have bounty hunters. They don't need me. They don't need me.
Because me, and again, it's all about boundaries and understanding that boundaries are not black and white. They are fluid and they change from person to person, and they're all different between how each and everyone reacts with different people. And so with me and my partner, it's like, if someone like slapped my ass on stage, they are of the similar mindset. Like, did he give you like $20 on stage to like tap your ass real quick? And if it was like, and it will even like make fun of it, like, oh, that was like a sorry ass slap. Like,
I'll run his pockets in the parking lot.
I run in. Don't touch my queen.
Like, we have a similar mindset, so it works for us, but it doesn't work.
Babe, are you okay?
See, I've worked with so many different sex workers now, like to the point where I work with girls that are successful that don't do nudes. So they'll do like feet and like lingerie and lewds, and then I'm all the way up to orgies. So just like at this rate, it's what the person's comfortable with, and things can change because people get more comfortable with their bodies. They get more comfortable with whoever they're dating. Sometimes they want to experience some stuff. And it's all about I said, it's all about what your boundaries is that makes you comfortable. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing something and you're uncomfortable and it's sexual, that's when the issues start to happen. And that's when we really got to be like, I'm okay with this. And when I work with a lot of the girls, especially because I take their videos or record things, I talk to them. What are you cool with? Are you good with this? What makes you upset? So there's a lot of things you need to talk about and communicate, because the more you communicate and the person understands, the better the pictures are going to come out, the better everything.
Exactly. You got to be upfront and honest.
Can I elaborate?
Yeah, but even with communication,
No, I just want to elaborate on one thing, because a lot of us are saying a lot of good information, and the one thing that scares a lot of people in relationships or in friendship groups is your reaction. And so when something happens and you react in such a way that is either through the emotion of anger or the emotion of intensity, like something shock value, and you don't know how to contain yourself, and you raise your volume, you raise your voice, that other partner or friend of yours won't really address you again, because they don't want to go through that level of intensity. And so understanding how to maintain that for yourself before you get into a conversation with somebody that can be ever-changing and growing is important for that individual. Like, let's say myself or our partners or anybody that's listening right now is, let's say I'm angry, I'm pissed. It's like I Am Wonderland just got smacked in the ass. I want to beat their ass. I'm like basically very emotional right now. Learning how to contain that and saying, instead of being angry, why not be sad? You know, like, I'm a little upset that person smacked your butt.
Are she piggybacking off of what you said? Like, okay, say the scenario of like, if you were my partner and you get angry, or like very jealous and heated, because someone slapped my ass, you wouldn't be wrong in feeling that. However, I also feel like, I know the question is about, oh, would you date a sex worker? But as the sex worker, you also need to determine, going back to what I used to say, like testing your partner. If I knew that something like that makes you jealous or angry, I just straight up wouldn't date you, because we're not compatible.
100%. It's more along the lines of let's assume that you are hurt. That person cannot contain their emotions. Like, are you okay with your partner going to beat the shit out of somebody? Like, and you don't want that, and that's
I would
a
never let
boundaries.
it get to that point, because I've tested you beforehand.
Right.
Also you could just not go to the club. You could just not go to the club.
But you wouldn't be wrong in the way that you feel. Like, your feelings would be totally valid, and like that jealousy, like, that's fine.
No, not jealousy. Like, you are upset at that person hurting you. That person said something mean to you, and you're sitting there and like watching your boyfriend like really wants to get up and just start fighting. Like, you don't want that to be your establishment. Like, things like that could occur too. Like, there's so many values.
Oh, you mean like if the customer like actually like hurt me? That has actually happened. So that's happened before. I know. I've had a customer. I don't know if this is like.
You don't want your boss to basically have your boyfriend there.
To the point where a customer has actually bruised me before.
Oh, I would beat the shit out of them. I'm sorry.
My partner knows from the get-go that I'm the type of person where I will beat the shit out of them before they even get the chance to.
Okay, I take it back.
So that way it's like, you know, it's like, hey, these are the risks involved in my job.
Yeah.
Again, it's always about be honest, be upfront, and be like, hey, if these are the risks in my job, what are your boundaries? Where do you draw the line? Are you okay with that? It's like everyone's like, yes, communication, yes, honesty, but the most important is at the beginning, do all of those things. Do the testing, be upfront, be honest at the very beginning so this never even becomes an issue.
Yeah.
But also understand that your boundaries are not their boundaries or the next person's boundaries. Your boundaries may change depending on which partner you have. Like,
Facts.
It's not black and white, and we're raised believing that it is.
No, 100%.
But even when like being forward and being honest up front, people are not always honest up front. They want you so bad that they act like they completely understand, and you feel like
Take it with a grain of salt.
wow, yeah.
Also,
sometimes you find out when it's too late.
Yeah.
Also, I might start an OnlyFans. I may not be an OnlyFans model when we meet, but I may not. Fuck it, why not? Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? I see you're getting the bag, so things can change in a relationship. But like you said, communication. Is there somebody who didn't get to answer? I feel like we were trying to make room for somebody.
And Katja.
Oh, Kim Marie. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said a little bit before I put my opinion on how it's just a job. You know, at the end of the day, it's a job, and if you start dating somebody and you know they're a sex worker, and you go into that relationship knowing that, and then 5 months down the line you're kind of pissed about it, I think that's a you problem. You know,
I agree.
You went into the relationship knowing what's going up, so yeah, I mean, you have to know what the person is about and what they do for a living, and why are you I don't know. You can't get pissed at somebody for what they've been doing that you know.
And if I start my OnlyFans 6 months in, like we've been dating, but I'm like, I'm trying to get the bag.
Now.
I mean, I think that's like a whole other thing too. That it's like you have to communicate with your partner, and if it's like OnlyFans, me personally, I don't think I would care. I'd be like, whatever, OnlyFans. If it's more like actual like porn or being with the person, I don't know, I think it would really have to depend on who the person is and if I could trust them. And if I was in a relationship with them and I couldn't trust them, I wouldn't be in a relationship with them in the first place.
I agree with that. You know what's weird? Don't put me in a box. Like, definitely don't tell me I can't strip or I can't only, because it's gonna make me want to do it even more. But Kay, you asked the question and didn't get to answer it. You were.
Yeah. So I do OnlyFans. Oh my god, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
No, finish your.
I did the same thing when I seen Donnie.
She's gonna join us in the last two topics.
I know.
Continue. She's freaking out already.
No, I'm not. Freaking out.
I don't know who that is.
It's fine. No, it's.
I can't hear you, but I know.
Yeah, how do I fix it?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh no, it doesn't work that way. Here. Hold on. I'll give it to you in a second.
Okay. So I've been doing OnlyFans for a bit, and I love it. I've also dated people who disagree with it. And that is a huge setback as someone who does that kind of stuff. Finding someone who actually does support you when you're doing something like that, not touching anybody else. Like, I don't touch anyone on there. I'm just doing me, literally. Right. So I don't know. I personally, I wouldn't mind if someone did OnlyFans. I think that's dope. Like, if you want to go do stuff like that, that's totally cool. If you're doing something with somebody else, I would kind of have an issue with it. But communication is key at that point. I just personally know that I would get jealous. But when it comes to like threesomes and that kind of stuff, also comes down to communication. So, I don't know. I would date someone who is into that. Like, no matter what it is, just communication would be the best thing. And if you're coming home to me at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna be giving yourself to me, hopefully very well. So, yeah, I support it. Any of that sex work stuff, I'm a huge supporter. I don't get jealous that easy unless you're. I've been cheated on a lot, so that kind of like freaks me out a little bit. So communication is huge with everything that you do. So I support it though, 100%. That's my answer.
What's crazy for me is that, like, I said that I wouldn't date a porn star, but if I'm in a relationship with someone and they decide they want to be a porn star, I would be open-minded enough. Like, okay, let's explore it.
The topic
would you feel uncomfortable? Like saying like they might not giving you enough? Would you have that question in your head?
I don't think so.
I could
Wow.
join your.
I just think it's like I think you have to be this way. If you really love
I know
someone,
what I'm putting down.
If you really love someone, you want them to be who they are and be as happy as they can possibly be, whatever career path it is. And I think you should try to go down that path. And if it's not for you, then you put your own happiness as a priority as well. Maybe you split or you reevaluate. But I think you have to let people fly. Otherwise, they're going to feel caged and it's just not going to work out. So.
See, I also have something going on to that too, is like, if you're ready to have that conversation, would you be able to give the same answer as being a content creator? Like, what if they disagreed with that? Would you be willing to give your like backup on that?
What?
Could you back them up? Like, if they want to go do sex work, you want to be a Twitch streamer, they disagree with you being a Twitch streamer, you disagree with them being a sex worker. Like, would you be able to come to a conversation where you could both agree and just, you know?
Yeah, and not all differences are reconcilable. It may not work, but I think the Twitch thing is actually really weird for me. But I guess everybody has different boundaries. I mean, like, what is your reluctance? What is your hesitation with people doing Twitch? I guess I would have to be empathetic with my partner and try to understand it, but that's a tough one for me. Like, what do you think Twitch viewers are doing to me, getting from me? Sorry.
It could have to do with time commitment or like having a relationship in the public eye. Not a lot of people are okay with that. So
but our relationship doesn't have to be public because you're a Twitch streamer. You could be a.
This is true, but for some people, like that is. I was just offering like a.
That's fair. That's fair. No, that's fair. And the time commitment thing is legit as well. Unfortunately, Amaranth and I don't work. You know, so we gotta
or
find
like
somebody
even
else.
in the vice versa. Like if let's say you don't make it public, right? For maintaining face of like whatever reason, right? Some
Business
people aren't
strategy.
okay with that. Yeah, some people aren't okay with that. So
I guess you have to respect boundaries, but I wonder how like restrictive they can get. You know what I mean? At some point, it's like, are you telling me I have to like cover my face when I go to the grocery store, and I can't even look in the direction of someone the opposite sex? And like, how controlling and restrictive does that get for me? Because I feel suffocated even talking about it.
I think this goes back to, I guess, whenever it's like, would you date another creator versus a normie? So for me, it's like, I want to date someone of a similar mindset. So like how Fang was saying, some people are like at my job, I maintain the appearance that, yeah, I'm single, whatever. It's because people will approach me if I'm single. Not if I have a partner, they're going to be like, oh, you already got a man. Why the hell would I want to talk to you? He's going to beat me up or whatever. But I purposefully pick a partner that I know understands the mindset of like, you're doing what you got to do to get the money, to get the bag. I understand. Work is work. Like, they're of a similar mindset. So from the very beginning, and also when it comes to sex work, like I said, the 5 things that you test your partner for, one of them being, you know, your sexual compatibility. You know, the way I knocked it out is like, I asked them straight up, like, are you ever okay with like seeing other people? Are you strictly monogamous? Are you like polyamorous? Are you know, like,
you gotta plug it in here.
Things like that, because that stuff like, oh, like I wouldn't date someone in porn, you know, or I would date someone if they're stripping but not a porn star, you know, not seeing, as long as they're not having sex with other people. There's just like the little things that can just save you so much headache later on. And like, yeah, it doesn't work for everybody, but I mean, for people who are on the fence or like, you know, are afraid they might end up in a situation, there are things you could do to at least, in a way, protect yourself, protect your mentality and your feelings from these sticky situations, I would say.
Well, we have
Yeah, that's just how you go about things.
We have 2 topics left, and I know we were just talking about what it's like dating a.
Great. Chris, if you're talking to us, we can hear you.
Yes, muted.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Okay.
So we have 2 topics left, and we were just talking about what it's like dating a sex worker. That was the topic we were just talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's me.
So if you don't know, this is Trippy Lid. This is her house, and the one in Vegas was her house too. She is a sex worker.
Nice. Hey, girl, hey.
And a TikToker, and all the above, and a Twitch streamer. What else do you do?
Wait, somebody shout her out in the chat so we can go follow her.
Do you watch? Can she hear us?
That's mom.
Can
Yeah,
you hear us?
She can hear us.
Yeah, now
Do you
I can.
do you watch anime? Do you watch anime?
Only one.
What, hentai?
No.
That has its own class. Thank you.
Is it?
It's a whole separate
I don't know
thing.
anything.
You got an anime character here, Todoroki.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan with the split.
Yeah.
That's you. It's dope. No, it's a good hairstyle. I like it.
She has really cool tattoos too. But it's really funny because what I was just talking about, working with sex workers, how do you think I got into the industry? This one.
I said, do you want to
It
film?
only took 3 years. Also, what's really cool about having her a part of my life is she's an OG Barcast member. She's from around the episode 30 era. So
Aww.
it's really cool to have her around and stuff and see me grow and each other grow. So it's really cool.
I love her half and half hair.
I know, it's so cool.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sick.
She does a lot
I'm
of really
inspired.
cool stuff. She's very inspirational. So like, if you want to learn, I always suggest people that want to learn to go check her pages out, especially. So it's really cool. She feeds off a lot of ideas and stuff, and super supportive. So, well, we're gonna ask a couple more questions. And do you have a question you would like to ask everybody? Because this is your chance to hear from different creators. Is there anything that's on your mind that's really big?
You put me on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anything Yu-Gi-Oh related?
Oh my god.
Please no. We're done with that.
Traumatized.
Get out of
Would
here.
you like to ask the last question so you can think about it?
Yeah, what are the... Do you have the list of the other questions?
No, they're all in my head tonight.
Oh.
Wonderland.
Wonderland, thanks for the 10 gifted.
gifts.
Thanks, Wonderland. Appreciate it.
Period.
Thanks for the shout out for Leo. Alright, I'll ask the second to last question and you ask the last one. That sound good?
Mm-hmm.
And then the best part is, since you can hear them, you get to pick on all the girls now.
Why pick on
So you pick on them if they don't talk.
Oh, but I just blinked.
Like, hey you, I
Just
want to
not
hear what you
talking.
say. You don't pick on people, so.
No.
Yeah.
Not even for money.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alright, so for the second to last topic is...
Chris picks on me for fun.
For fun? Yeah.
He should be charging.
I changed his name back to girlfriend list. It's okay, we're in the same boat, so it's fine, follow us. Alright, so for this last, second to last topic is, if you have somebody in your life that is being taken advantage of and it really bothers you and you're trying to like help them change or get them out of that situation, but they don't realize it because they're so blindsided because of your experience, or basically because you really care about that person and they've never had that type of person in their life. How do you explain that to that person without them pushing you out of your life?
Ooh, I had this happen kind of semi-recently. One of my really good friends, she was dating this guy. It's actually happened a couple of times to her, but one specifically was like very toxic, where she would like break up with him and get back together. And it was like very bad. Like she was kind of sad all the time. Like it was just a very bad situation for her, but it was in a situation where she's like, oh, we're long distance, like that's why it's bad. Like she kept making excuses for it versus just seeing like the toxicity in the relationship. Like she kept making excuses for this person and just being like, oh, it's totally fine. Like it was because of this reason, or maybe he doesn't want me to meet his family because of this. And like he would like stand her up. Like even to my own wedding, he like stood her up and like didn't come and said he was gonna come. So like stuff like that, like where she was literally counting on him and she just kept being like, oh, it's fine, like we'll work it out, whatever. And at some point she started kind of talking to me about like, hey, it's almost like things started slipping into her mind that was like, maybe this isn't the best relationship. And so I kind of like, instead of being like, oh no, it's totally fine, like even though literally all of our friends like hated this guy, like you can't just tell her that because she's got to kind of figure it out for herself. Like, so we just kind of like, whenever she would get in those moments where she was doubting the relationship, we'd be like, hey, yeah, it's not fair you're being treated this way, and like normal relationships really shouldn't be like this, and you shouldn't have to work this hard. You've only been dating him for like less than a year. Like it's very, you know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be doing these things to you, and you kind of have to like decide whether or not you're gonna stay in this. And so I think it was just like taking those small moments to like kind of push your own narrative, like, hey, maybe this isn't the best thing for you, instead of just outright coming out and being like, hey, this guy sucks. Like, because you can't really do that because then they're just going to push you out of their life. So it's just kind of taking the small moments and building it up over time to like eventually she broke up with him, and then you just be supportive in those moments, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like on top of that though, it's not just like in those small moments, like otherwise as well, because it would just seem to a lot of people that you're kind of just like piling on, like, oh, I don't like this dude, and they're just like pointing at it, and that makes it really easy, especially if the other person's a manipulator, to be like, oh, they just don't like me, your friends just don't like me, and anytime anything goes on, they try and dogpile on, but see, they're fine the rest of the time. Like that turns really like easy to manipulate later on. But I think like overall, you do have to like say your piece. If you care about that person, you have to be like, look, I care about you, and no matter like how long it is, and you can be like, hey, this might not be my place, but I feel this way, and I'm seeing this from an outside perspective, and it like they have to take it however they take it. If they get upset with you, like that is what it is. If you really care about them as a friend and they blow up on you, and sometimes you have to let that happen. If they come back to you later, like, hey, what's up? If you really care about them, you'll let them back into your life and like talk to them about it. Otherwise, like it comes down to like how much you care about them, or like how much they value you. But like I do think you need to say your piece, but it's their job to whether or not to listen to it or not.
I don't know if it's just me because I'm a people pleaser, but I like to assess what kind of person they are and approach them with how I feel about it. Like my sister it wasn't a relationship, it was a friendship, and this person was extremely toxic, and I absolutely hated her. She was a fucking bitch, and I would have curb stomped her to tomorrow. But I couldn't just say that to my sister because she was going, I know how she is, and I know she would have gotten immediately pissed off about it. So I had to withdraw myself from that situation completely until she would be like, hey, what's wrong? And then I would explain why I'm withdrawing myself from that situation. I feel like it's circumstantial, if that makes sense, depending on the person. So I feel like some people, like you said, they would get hurt. And if they end up just, for me, this is my toxic trait, if they get mad at me and they want to leave, that's on them, and I'm never going to talk to them again. But that's a toxic trait of mine. Because I will just drop you like that if you're just going to decide to choose somebody else who's extremely toxic over somebody who's trying to see the best for you. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes sense. And to kind of piggyback on it, I try not to waste energy helping people who don't want help. Some people really don't want your help, and it's best for you to let them learn or not learn or whatever their life is. It's like we love our friends and we cherish them and we want them to make good decisions, but in the same way that you can't make someone not be on OnlyFans, you can't make someone not make bad decisions. You have to let people live their lives. If they want your help, and certainly there's a right way of going about it, but oftentimes we were trying to put a square peg into a round hole. You have to let people do them, make their mistakes.
You can't change what doesn't want to be changed.
It's like my mom used to say, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. For me, it's very like there's a lot of factors in it. So if it's someone that I'm like not super close to, like they feel like they can confide in me, but I don't consider them a close friend, more like an acquaintance. Like say for instance, a lot of the girls I work with at the club, right? I'm not very close to them, but they can feel like they can talk to me. It's like, if they ask for my advice, sure, I'll give it. If you don't follow it, okay, that's on fucking you. It really doesn't make a difference with me. I wish you the best of luck, but I gave you what I could give you, and if you don't take it, whatever. If it's a close friend of mine, I'm a very like, okay, 3 strikes, you're out type of person. So if you're like, say you feel like you're being taken advantage by either like your partner who's not treating you well, or your work's not treating you well, or another friendship is not treating you well, I'll give you my advice once, and then the second time I'm like, girl, what did I tell you? Like, what are you doing? And then the third time I'm like, bitch, you know you look stupid, what are you doing? And if you don't listen after that time, I'm like, I already done what I needed to do. Again, you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. The only exceptions are if my friend is being taken advantage of, like physically, or say in her relationship her partner is like physically overpowering her in a way that she cannot help herself, like physically abusing her, then I will straight up like, I am the law, bitch. Like, no, this is gonna be handled. You will not be taken advantage of on my watch. So that's where I am.
Yeah, I think like to hop on that too, you have to almost pick your battles with people. I've learned that you really have to pick battles, and I've been in relationships where friends were like, I don't know if that's the best relationship, and I would always be like, no, you're crazy, you're not in the relationship, you don't get it. And when friends react to me like that when I try to give them advice, I kind of just let it go, because they're gonna figure it out one day or another, and then you can just say I told you so. So yeah, picking battles for sure is like one of the best things I've learned with confronting people and giving people advice. Is like, if you know someone's gonna get pissed off at you, and let's say the person they're with really means a lot to them, but there's like this little pet peeve that like I don't like in them, they might like it. Pick your battles. I'm not gonna confront, or I'm not gonna argue over your life, you know?
Right, because they might see something that you yourself do not.
Exactly.
What you may think is like, oh, like that's weird, that's a red flag, that's annoying. They're like, oh no, it's just a cute little quirk. You don't understand it in the same way that I do. Then it's like, okay, girl, like, do your thing, figure it out.
Literally pick your battles.
But if it's to the point, like if it's like, okay, he's straight up like physically abusing you, I'm like, all right.
Oh no, that's like that's a battle you want to pick. Like that's the battle that you need to fight.
It's like you bring in the whole army for that.
Point, you pick me.
What if the person's completely brainwashed with the situation?
Again, it really depends.
I feel like by the third time you would realize that. You would either realize if they're just being manipulated by this person, which I have seen that with one of my friends, and then I've also seen a friend who's just, she knows that it's not the best situation, but she wants to go with it anyway because she loved that sense of chaos in her life. And I'm like, girl, if that's what you want, have that. But I've also had a friend who's just been straight up manipulated by her partner, and I've had to step in. I'm like, dude, this is not fucking okay. And I've had conversations with the guy she was with. I'm like, look, I don't know what you're doing here, but it's not good, and I'm not okay with it. And I straight up called him out on that, and it was interesting. We'll say that. We'll leave it there.
Honestly, I was in a relationship, like the first 3 months we were together, he straight up yanked me out of a car, and I was missing for like 2 hours. And we were together for 3 years. If all my friends at one point just stopped trying to tell me that it was a bad relationship, because I wouldn't listen to them, because I was so brainwashed into thinking that he's gonna change, and he's only this way when he's drunk. Like, he only gets physical when he's drunk. I wouldn't, if somebody just slapped me across the face and was like, Amanda, please God, I'm gonna punch you if you don't just leave. I think eventually they'll learn from it. Obviously, some people are different, but like, it is picking and choosing your battles, and if they're not going to listen to you, I can completely understand why you would just want to like walk away from that, because my friends have on me. I mean, we're still friends. They've forgiven me for not listening to them. Obviously, they just like, told you so, you fucking bitch, like you're stupid. And I'm like, I get it, I was dumb, I was young, but like,
also in the same way that they may not want your help, this is maybe cold water for you, but you may not have the tools. You may not be qualified to do it. You're not a therapist. I mean, maybe you are, but if you're not, it might just be out of your reach. That may be someone else's job.
Yeah, exactly.
I still think though, like, even if you think that they're not going to listen to it, like, at least once, as a friend, you should try. I agree. Whether or not they're like there to hear it is their own deal. Like,
I mean, at some point, friends are gonna get tired of trying.
Yeah, no.
If it doesn't get through to their head,
as a friend, I think you have the obligation to try at least once.
Yeah, like you said, say your piece.
Yeah, I've completely forgiven my friend. Like, I get it. They're probably extremely tired of just telling me, like, Amanda, get the fuck out. And I see that now. That like 3 years is a really long time to just keep telling somebody like, hey, get the fuck out before something bad happens.
And as someone who's like also been in like a similar situation that you have, like quite literally the whole put out of the car situation.
Yeah.
And I feel for you. To anyone like watching, if you have like that really close friend and you have like that gut feeling like, hey, maybe something really is wrong, like maybe it's more than them just not wanting to listen to me and they're actually being manipulated. If you have that gut feeling, go with them, be with them, stick it out, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Like, especially for like those who like may be more like easily gullible or easily more manipulated. Like, be with them, be with your friend, stick it out. Like Fang said, like if you really have that gut feeling, stick it out, because they're your friend and you love them.
Yeah,
so
exactly. And they're gonna need you when shit hits the fan, and they eventually leave. Like, they're gonna need somebody, and if you're there for them, they'll appreciate that more than anything. I definitely appreciate my friends who were there for me when shit hit the fan. They're friends for life.
I feel that. And like, if they've helped you in a situation that you were uncomfortable with and in a bad situation, something that I always do to like sneak in that conversation that I have with them, if I notice something that, let's say their boyfriend did something really sketchy, I was like, oh, you know who your boyfriend reminds me of? My ex. And they'll be like, and it'll kind of click for them, and they're like, oh shit, you went through this.
That's good.
Like, like kind of bringing it back to like a past situation that they could look at and be like, oh wait, that wasn't good because your ex did that, kind of
like from a third party point of view, outsider rather than being inside.
Situation objectively.
Yeah.
Which is 100%.
Hard. Yeah.
I would agree with everything that you guys all said. Just be careful with wanting to build the best friend and versus a friend that is going through pain, because if you do lie and they realize you never went through a relationship similar to them but you did save them, it is considered lying at that point. But
no, that's like very specific. If like, if you've been through
you're
that,
you're sacrificing something, but for the greater good for that individual, and you just know that when you're making that mistake and saying I had to do that for you, and if that person agrees to it, like only for the circumstances. But it's a tough road to live in. I had an individual want to basically remove themselves from this planet. They didn't want to be here anymore, and I'm not qualified in any way, shape, or form to tell them otherwise. I literally had to call the hotline, and for him, on the phone with him listening, and act like I'm the one going through it. Like I'm the individual in question wanting not to be here anymore for them, because they thought I would be now like having the FBI after me, or like he's afraid that they're going to come after him. So I'm like, I'm going to be the person. I'm going to do everything that you're going through on the phone. You're just going to listen to it. There's no way they would Jesse trace this. Is that okay with you? And like, okay. And then so I'm just telling him all my problems that I remember from my friend that's going through those problems. I'm like, are you going to basically now come over to my house and take me to a psych ward? Like, what's the situation now? Like, no, not at all. And they were very sweet. They were really nice. They gave me the opportunity to, express my feelings and issues. And I looked at the text on the phone saying, ask this question. And I would ask that question out loud. Like, I'm still the person in question. and help them go through those motions. And at the very end, like, so if I hang up right now, you're not going to randomly just text me and show up anywhere. Like, how much time do I have before you want to make me like feel like paranoid all day? Like, no, nothing like that. We'll always be here for you. Would you like a call back? I'm like, I don't want to call back ever again. I want you to pretend that this never existed. Like, sure, that's what we would do for you. We're here for you anytime you want, 24/7. I'm like, you are such a freaking awesome person, but I had to pretend I didn't want to say that to that person. I wanted to basically be skeptic the entire time for my friend's perspective to say, look, I'll let you know if I ever have any of these issues. And like, okay, let me know. And so then he just chose to basically call on his own time, and so he grew out of the situation that he's going through in his mind. It's just tough. A lot of those individuals are going to go through something, and all of us don't have the energy or time. All of us are going on chasing through our journeys. Like an example, like your brother or sister might be going through depression. Your mom or dad might be going through depression and hurting themselves, drinking, alcoholism, like whatever you want to call it, like drugs. And we think that we have to be there for them 24/7, 7 days a week to prevent them from hurting themselves. Sometimes it's better to focus on yourself, making sure you're happy, making sure that you're successful, making sure that you are able to, be there for them psychologically, mentally, and physically when you yourself are happy. It's not fair. You weren't born on this planet to basically have to be, sacrificing the rest of your life for someone that is going through a hard time. Focus on yourself, and when you have the energy to give that love to that person, give it to them when you have that energy.
Mm-hmm. So true.
First, I want to say, Arsh, you are a fucking amazing person. Thank you so much for doing that for your friend.
Yeah.
Because people don't do that.
Yeah.
People don't fucking do that. People obviously are going through their own shit, so they feel like, well, I have so much going on myself, I can't take time out to help my friend. Sometimes I feel like people think that these people that are going through these dark times, people think that they want other people to fix their problem, and sometimes people just want someone to be there and make them feel like they're loved and like they have someone. Most of the time, like when I see my friend go through things, breakups and all that shit, I watch my friend come to work every day with a black eye, and you couldn't tell her anything. She just wanted to learn her own lessons, but she did want me to make her feel loved. So that's all you need to do, make the person feel loved. You don't have to work to fix their problem, because most of the time they want to learn their own lessons. They're not going to listen to you. They're going to keep going back to this person or dealing with the same shit they've been dealing with until they decide to walk away from whatever situation it is, or decide to pick themselves up from the situation. But making them feel loved and making them feel like they have someone is more than enough.
This time?
So Arsh, you're the fucking man.
Seriously though.
To be clear about earlier, and I do think we have to know our limits to what we're not qualified for. And like you said, your friend may have been stubborn and you may not have been able to help. Fang said you have to check in. Wonderland said be present. And like you're saying, bless, you're making your friends still love. I'm not saying abandon your friend, right? But if you have a friend that's going through some shit that you can't help with, if it were me and I was stuck in a bad spot, I would want my friends to still be present, to still hang out, to still eat food, to still get video games, because at some point I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna have that moment where like, oh fuck, I'm in a bad spot. And if there's nobody around, then I might stick around through the shitty thing that I'm with. So I definitely don't abandon your friend, but if you're not qualified to, then maybe just being present is the thing to do. I don't know.
I think Andre is right as well. Again, it comes down to your level of energy, what you can offer. And if you don't think you have that energy to offer, it's best that you are not a part of their life that they can depend on, because you're just gonna make it worse for them.
I'm saying being a part of their life, to be clear. I'm not saying abandon your friend because they're in a tough spot. I'm just saying, if it's me, I'm going to be present, I'm going to be your friend, and we're still going to kick it like nothing's going on. And if you have that moment where you want help, I'm here. But
There's also something very important to say, because this is going to be tough for a lot of you that are currently on the stream as a creator, as a influencer. Just because we're influencers, just because we have feelings and we have the ability to, have that energy for our closest friends, the ones that we built a relationship with. Let's say you've been streaming for 10 years and you have somebody as a moderator or that is a viewer, doesn't mean you should drama dump on them.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to understand what the difference is between drama dumping, you going through a hard time, and then basically expressing to them like, hey, you're having a hard day, and if I am a creator and saying like, I know that you're having a hard day and I have the time and I want to spend that time with you and I want to listen. I am not a therapist in any way, shape, or form, but I also, look at my time and saying I do have the energy to basically, dive into this for the next hour. Talk to me, what's going on? But I've been drama dumped on a ton. Like, I'm talking about on my Discord and across the board, DM wise, like paragraphs, like Excel spreadsheet levels, and it gets really overwhelming. And you don't know what to do. You don't know how to respond. Do I respond with a sentence? Do I respond with the same level of paragraph to show that I read everything? Do I call them? And it gets really intense. So showing a little bit of that emotion on your stream or as a creator in general, you will basically receive that kind of intensity at one point in time in your life, or you've already received it. The best thing you can do is, if they are going through something suicidal or they are going through something intensified, it is okay to share the suicide hotline to them and saying that I am not qualified. This is a number that I have been told that actually does help people. And if you don't feel like you are suicidal in any way, shape, or form, this is just something I want to share with you, like Andre said earlier, or Fangdom said earlier, one time, say it to him. Like, I tried to say it to you. And that's one thing that's very important, that if they feel like they're offended by your comment, like, what can I do to make you feel better after that? Because clearly I am not qualified in your response to hear what you just said. What would you like me to say back to you to make you feel like I am actually a part of your life? And that person would say, I just wanted you to know you read it. And I'm like, you just took a bag of shit and you just dumped it in my hand and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. You're making me nervous. You're making me really uncomfortable and I want you to be healthy and happy. You can't just come up to me and just drop this entire bomb on me. Like, make me feel like you're also becoming a better person so we could be on the same team,
It's
Versus
true. And
it's a one-way street.
yeah, you don't know what people go through in their personal life too. You don't know what's triggering to somebody. Especially not even just streamers, but like people in general. Like, if somebody comes to you and they confide in you and they dump that on you, you really don't know what they're going through and like what their trigger or their trauma is, because like I've dealt with an ex-boyfriend who like called me while he was my ex, telling me that, some heavy stuff. And he doesn't know in my life, like, I lost my uncle because of that. Like, that's just, so triggering and so heavy. So you have to be so careful in like that trauma dump. There's such a fine line. You want to help people so badly. But you also want to be so careful on what's going to trigger somebody and make them feel like they're responsible.
Right.
It's such a hard topic and it's such a fine line. But yeah, like if anybody's going through something, you share hotlines, you share help, because that's what they're looking for at the end of the day, is somebody.
Also, I think like asking if the person you're about to talk to has like the space for it, like the mental, like if they have the spoons for it, they'll understand the spoons analogy. Like if they have the mental capacity for like such a conversation with like X amount of topics, right? And if they say no, like when they say no, like that's okay.
Yeah,
like, it's not.
I apologize for trauma dumping, kind of.
No.
I just think there's ways to like you can find ways to be supportive without like taking on the drama as your own, because at some point if you take on too much drama, it becomes like almost your own drama, even though it has nothing to do with you, and it really starts to affect your own mental health. So it's like you kind of have to find a middle ground of like being supportive but not like taking it on as your own,
I'm starting to feel that the theme of today is boundaries.
Very much so.
Like understanding your own personal boundaries and understanding the boundaries of all of your relationships, be it romantic, friendship, family, whatever, and understanding that they're not all the same and they are not black and white. They are very much gray and they are fluid. And even then, learn to respect it. It's hard, but
it is, because I'm come forward because I've been a creator for a long time, but these are all my topics and because of what I'm going through in life. So I just wanted to reflect it, to hear it from everybody else. I'm a lot older now. I'm literally just turned 29. So when these things happen in my life, I want to know. And I live a very unique lifestyle and friends with a lot of very unique people, and I learn a lot from them. And sometimes when I go through stuff in life, I used to hide a lot of myself. But as a creator, I like to talk about it because people on the panel, or people watching or listening, are also probably going through that stuff and trying to understand it and learn. So it's very important for me now that I'm older. I really don't like. I like being personal in some aspect of things, but like something like this, I feel like these are the things that creators don't want to talk about. And then when there's those documentaries with big creators that do come out, everyone wants to watch it because nobody wants to talk about it.
Well, thank you for sharing, because these are conversations that need to be had.
Yes. And piggybacking on what Andre said about having someone there just as support. I mean, even going through that relationship, I lost friends because they were just tired of it. But I had friends that were there as support regardless. And I think just even knowing that they're still there and that they will be there regardless of what the decisions I make in my life helps a lot with a lot of different things, whether it's depression or going through an abusive relationship. I think it's crucial to have, even if they're not there every day or they're not talking to you every day, as long as you know that they're there and they're there when you need them. You call them, they pick up the phone, you text them, they answer. Maybe not immediately, but they answer. I think that's important for pretty much anybody in life, that you just need somebody there to support you completely.
On a serious note, like, you should, if you are going through something hard and you feel like your friends don't care, usually they do. Your family, someone cares. Reach out to someone you love. People want to help. But on a less serious note, and I don't mean to make anybody's situations or problems seem trivial, but like, if I have a really bad relationship with Taco Bell and I'm getting Taco Bell every night and it's got me slumped on the couch and I don't want to go out and my health is getting bad. And like, don't bail on me, don't quit on me, you know what I mean? And also maybe I don't need to be lectured about Taco Bell. You can still be the homie, you can still be in my DMs, we can still be friends. And then at some point I'm like, this shit is really fucking my gut up, right? I'm like, this Taco Bell is really running me ragged and I like need, like, do you know about any salads? At some point I'm gonna come clean, but what I don't want for my friends is like parenting. And I think I said this earlier about turnoffs, because I hate being micromanaged, and maybe this is me projecting, but even when I'm fucking up, I may not want your advice. I may want you to get off my neck. But if you're my friend and you stick around, then maybe I can beat this Taco Bell addiction at some point.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Out there for all
It wasn't.
I saw it.
This is going with having. I don't know if this was a subject, but we talked about something about pet peeves or like issues that we're going through, like your toxicity. Giving unsolicited advice. I suck at that. I see issues that I see that person is basically venting about, and even through going to having mentors or whatnot, they're like, Archie, if they didn't ask you, don't say anything. But I'm like, dude, the person just broke down and told me everything. They're crying. I want to help them, and just ask them the question, like, would you like my advice? And like,
that's a big one.
Like, just learn to see what they wanted. Did they want to vent?
I might want to share.
Or do they want to basically, I'm like, that's the problem that I'm facing. So then I've learned more, like, I'm talking about years, bro. Like, the biggest tip I've learned is right when you start, I stop you. I'm like, just give me 2 seconds. I have 2 different brain switches right now, and I'm doing more and more, like, different side effects. Do you just want to vent? Because if you just want to vent, I'll be here to listen. Mm-hmm. But if you want my opinion, let me fully establish everything you're saying so I can be there to, adjust your situation, and maybe we can work together to, solve it. Like, did you go to a restaurant and the server was really bad? Because I'm going to think you were probably a piece of shit to the server, maybe. I don't know. Just kidding. But like, what was your situation? Like, help me understand. Do you want to vent or not? And so that's what's been helping me a lot, is when I see someone venting to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Just let them vent.
It's the honesty and the upfrontness. And I would even say to anyone who's watching, like, if you're worried, because I used to be that person where, like, I don't want to burden my friends with my problems. I don't want them to worry too much about me. I don't want to feel like I'm just, again, like I think somebody said, like, dropping the bomb of all this drama on them. Mm-hmm. Your friends might surprise you sometimes. Hopefully I feel like I'm lucky enough to have some friends in my life who I can really feel like I can just, like you said, vent. But I mean, honestly, just ask them the question, be like, hey, can I just vent to you without you having to feel like you have to fix my situation? I just need someone to listen. Honestly, I just need someone to vent to. Not, you know, like it might be, you might think it's crazy. You might think I'm crazy. Fuck. Like, but can you just listen to me for like 5 minutes? Just give me the floor. And your friends really might surprise you. Because honestly, at the end of the day, like, they're your friends for a reason. You're their friend for a reason. And I feel like most of us, deep down, like our closest friends, we do love each other. We just need to have like that moment where we're honest with ourselves and we can feel like we can be honest with each other.
Yep.
You ever want your friends just to agree with you? Just be like, yeah, just when I say fuck my boss, just be like, yeah, fuck your boss.
I do ask them right away. Just agree with me.
Andre,
Gas me.
Right.
Just say yes.
Andre, you know what we
And
did with our
tomorrow
friend
you
group?
can tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know what we did with our friend group? We had a cup that said like, you know, this is my vent cup, like just be on my team right now. And then basically we were drinking that. So as we're talking, we're being always like, all of us as like 10 guy friends, we're seeing him at the vent cup. And like, oh shit, we're at the cabin, he's drinking the vent cup. Like, all right, we're just gonna be his team. Anything he says is unreasonable. We're fucking on his side. Go, buddy. And so it was the vent cup that we'd be like, all right, your turn, you're gonna vent. All right, we're not here to give you advice. Just talk about your shit. So it's like,
oh my god.
I actually have a channel on my Discord that says "Speak Your Mind" for my viewers, so they could just like vent there.
oh yeah.
And if they want responses, they'll get them. If they don't, then they just leave it there and they forward.
Oh yeah. Such a blessing.
Chris, you alright over there?
Yeah.
You look like you had something to say.
We're laughing.
I was laughing.
Was that the last question or the second to last
It was
question?
like a very serious topic, and you're laughing at us. I feel
Yeah, I know. We're all just talking serious, and he's just.
No, it's because I fucking
cracking
muted you
up.
guys. Think I muted the stream, and we were talking about personal topics for the last topic. And so the whole stream heard the topics.
Okay, so what was the last question?
They were so bad. Even everybody in the stream watching right now or listening is like, just like, oh fuck, they're not muted.
You know what's so funny is my crew is watching this in Discord and they're DMing me. They're like, "Does he know that he's me?" I'm like, "Should I tell him?" They're like, "Don't tell him. Let him rock." I'm like, "Okay."
Let him rock.
Yeah, we were just vibing. We were like, we'll just go off, you know?
Yeah. You get a birthday party.
Wait, so they couldn't hear us?
He was muted, so the stream. Oh, I don't know about
I
us.
muted you guys thinking I muted the stream.
Man, you fucked up.
They still heard us.
We're just vibing, guys.
He was freaking.
Yeah, it's fine.
We heard each other.
We heard
Yeah.
exactly.
It was for us, you know?
It's what the universe
I
would have
mean,
wanted.
life sucks right now, okay? Let's just We've got the hotline number thrown down for the rest of us. That's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, people just heard all my shit right now. Because you just said all of it as a
I want to
topic.
have what they're having.
I think they could hear us, but you couldn't hear, or maybe not. I don't know.
Or he was muted on Zoom and like.
Dumping on
It
y'all.
was all like 4 traumatic experiences I've been going through this last week, and all 4 topics were about me, and I'm just like,
Is there a way to at least like take what we said and like edit it in post and at least throw it in there? At the
No,
end?
they can hear. They heard
No,
us.
they can hear
But
us.
Chris and we couldn't hear Chris.
Yeah.
no,
Oh, so stream didn't hear him.
yeah, no,
No, we couldn't hear him.
Thinking I
We
muted
couldn't
the
hear him.
stream, but I actually muted only you guys.
So who did
We couldn't hear
All of
Chris.
I could hear us.
Heard what we were talking about.
So the stream only heard you or only heard
No,
us?
stream heard everything. We didn't hear Chris.
Let's not talk about it no more. Let's continue.
Yeah, I'm no more trauma
And
dumping.
the last question is...
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah, that was my bad, guys.
go with number 3.
Number 3. Go ahead, ask him.
That feels like a good one.
Number 3, my lord.
Ask him
Drum
number
roll,
3. Number 1 and 2, I'm gonna go take a walk and never come back. That's what I just said earlier.
Well, I don't know anything about you guys, so I want to know what you guys do, and then what's the thing that was the hardest to overcome, like in streaming or whatever you do mainly.
Like just in general, what's the hardest thing to overcome?
Like within what you do for work, I suppose.
Okay, work related.
Okay, so for me, as far as streaming goes, the hardest thing for me to overcome was being myself. I found that, well, I've been streaming since like 2017 or something, and for a long time, I found that I was trying to figure out what people wanted to see, and what would get attention and stuff. but it definitely took a while to just learn to be myself and not really try to worry about what other people are gonna think. I know that it's like maybe easy for some people, but for me that was a really, really hard thing to learn how to do and be comfortable doing.
Yeah. Did you figure it out?
Hmm?
Did you figure it out completely?
I think I've definitely gotten a lot better with that recently, especially over the last few months. Still working on it, but I've definitely figured it out a way more than I was at, or than I did last year.
Do you mind if I add or ask a question towards that?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing that happens with making friends or being in a relationship. Being up front for your likes and dislikes, because when you're in high school, you're afraid to tell them that you like anime or you like Yu-Gi-Oh cards or anything that is cringy, because you gotta act like you're a jock or somebody that is popular. It's the same thing being online. Just show who you are, and the more you showcase that behavior, the more individuals can actually relate to you. The more relatability you have, the more deeper connections you're gonna have with your viewership. Not to kind of say that I'm not a Twitch partner or anything like that, but I also went through what you went through, Galaxy. I honestly did not know what to share, and when I had lower viewer count, whenever I did something, it made me question maybe I shouldn't do that anymore.
Right.
And I checked statistics. I looked at all these numbers and behaviors and graphs, and I was taking it like it was like a business situation where like, oh, maybe I need to do X, Y, and Z to become more popular. No, just basically understand who you are and what you want to display to the world, and share that with everyone, and have consistency. Consistency is king, and that's my number one problem, is consistency on this goddamn platform. God damn it, just making the schedule is impossible, but it's possible.
Yeah, and the people that matter don't mind. People that mind won't matter.
Exactly.
Wait, don't matter.
Yes, that one. That don't matter.
Yeah.
Man, shit's getting deep.
So it's getting deeper. No. So something that I do when I'm not streaming, I work in social media. So I'm a social media manager. I worked on like Broadway shows, and I work for like a lot of entertainment brands. And the one thing that I learned, especially in school, I went to school for performing, and I learned not to take things personally. And I think that's like across the board in any job you have, like, do not take it personally. I've had in the past really difficult clients that I took so personally. Every single note that I had when I was like in a show, I would take everything personally, every note that the director had. So just like learning not to take things personally, especially streaming too. If somebody's like, your stream sucks, you can't take it like it's too personally. Like, you can't get the hate to get to you, because at the end of the day, they don't know who you are, and it's probably an internal thing.
Well said.
Yeah, projection.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, especially with all the comments nowadays. Just ignore them. You're just gonna keep going, but you just feed into them, or if you know how to feed off of them.
Yeah.
Make it into content.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially TikTok. People are wild on YouTube too. There's like 12-year-old kids that are like, you suck. And I'm like, yeah, I do. It's pretty what do you want me to say about it? Like, okay.
Like I always say, people on the internet are perfect, and the people they're watching are imperfect.
Yeah,
that's always how it goes.
True.
Are we still talking about obstacles?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so honestly, like you're asking, like what's like the biggest obstacle we have to overcome? I will personally come from a place where I'm still dealing with the biggest obstacle I've had to face yet, and I have yet to overcome it. For me, it's like the question of like, am I good enough? Like, am I like, oh, I'm not as cool as this person. Like, say in Twitch, like, I don't have as cool of a setup as this other person, or I don't have a great of a personality as this other person. I'm not, or even in my both Twitch and my regular job, I'm not pretty as this other person. I don't have a great of a body as she does. And like, it's hard, and it's a daily battle to say like, And I will say Twitch has definitely been a much more welcoming community. Like, I really appreciate all of you that are here and all of you that I've already met before on previous, Barcasts, like, of just being very welcoming and very encouraging. But yeah, like, it's difficult, especially coming from an industry where most of your success is based solely on, like, the superficial part of yourself. It's tough just always asking yourself, like, am I good enough? Like, every single day, like, am I worthy of this? Like, do I deserve this? Am I even good enough to even try to make an attempt at doing this? As much as I love it, do I deserve it? That's my obstacle. I haven't overcame it yet, but we're getting there.
I don't know if you ever fully...
Everyday thoughts when I start my stream.
Can I add to
I don't know
that?
if you ever fully overcome that.
Can I just add to that real quick?
For sure.
I just want to help everyone elaborate that thought, because I think the world goes through that every single day. It's not just us, it's everyone. Like, there's not a single human being on this planet that hasn't thought of that. Am I good enough? So we're on this content creator platform, and we're asking that question. When you start Twitch, it's like you have a house party. You open the front door and you tell everybody, hey guys, come over to my house, let's hang out. But you didn't call anyone. You didn't set up a schedule. You just turned up at 5 o'clock and said, guys, I'm free, come over. But no one's available because they're working, or they decide to have other plans with other friends. And then you notice that no one's coming over, and you feel like, I'm not good enough. So I'm wanting people to recognize, don't take it personally when you didn't let everyone know via social media outlets or other ideas of saying, hey guys, this is the event I want to plan. It's going to be this kind of event, and look forward to it. And then you basically get an audience to show up at that time, so you feel like you're getting good enough. Now, after that becomes an audience, you have, let's say, 100 viewers. At that point, you're going to identify, the world doesn't know you yet. Regardless of what you look like, there's going to be people that are going to enjoy who you are as a person and what you have to offer. But if you got the entire population of the planet to recognize you through advertisement or some way, shape, or form, someone's actually mentioned you, then that goes to show that viewer count that are watching you consistently is your gem, is your place in life. This is what people want to be a part of, regardless if you're a 10,000 viewer Andy, 100,000 viewer Andy, like 1 million viewer Andy. Don't take it personally because you didn't advertise yourself. The world doesn't know you yet. So how are you going to reach out to the world first before just saying, my front door is open, no one knows who I am? Twitch is not going to advertise you. You have to advertise yourself somehow. And if you don't advertise yourself outside of Twitch, you can't take it personally. That's something that a lot of us are facing day to day, every single day, expecting that somehow Twitch is going to throw out this random algorithm and they're going to find you randomly in your search. Your titling needs to be better. Your thumbnails need to be better. Your pictures that you take, angles are important. Like, all of this is important. It has nothing to do with your physique, your looks, or whatever it is. And it just comes down to what do you want to deliver and how you deliver it. There's plenty of information on YouTube. Plenty of people are doing it every single day. You can copy. Ludwig will tell you all about it. And then
replicate, not copy.
That's what I meant. Like, the definition of copying is there's no way you can copy. You can plagiarize as much as you want, but your own person is creating that difference because you decide to play that same video game that other person played, but you reacted differently. You're giving a different sense of an opportunity for someone to enjoy a different version of that game or that thing or that podcast or that song that you're singing, and so that's the tough part that I think we're going to face till the day you die, or you say, it's time to advertise my ass. I'm comfortable with this person I am right now delivering to the world. It's time to advertise it. But if you don't want to advertise yourself, identify when are you ready to spend some money on yourself to advertise to the world, this is who I am.
Can I can I chip in on that?
For sure.
So I've been doing art for as long as I can remember and have only been streaming it for, I'm about to hit like 7 years now.
Oh yeah.
In the beginning, for the first few years, I didn't promote myself at all. I didn't do it anywhere. I had no recognition. I literally didn't even know what numbers were on Twitch. So I was just drawing pretty much and then started promoting myself and getting myself out there. And it took a lot of promoting and sharing with people and collaborating with people just to get artwork known, because Twitch is an extremely hard place to get your art recognized. I don't recommend it. But I will show a picture if you guys would like. This is one I worked on.
That's awesome.
Ooh, that's sick.
That's so cool.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. One person who actually recognized my art was Lydia, which is why I freaked out a little bit earlier. One of my favorite artists from the UK also ended up recognizing my art last year, also freaked out. And then this year I started working with a lot of music artists who have been playing at EDC and stuff like that. But it took a lot of promoting and a lot of like collabing with a bunch of those people. So you can't just expect to just jump on Twitch, start stream, and just expect a bunch of people to just be there and support you, because they don't know who you are as a person. They've never seen you. They don't know who, like what you do and who you are. So promotion is huge when it comes to growing on Twitch. But I'm thankful for the people who like have noticed, like Lydia, who I was freaking out about. Sorry. A little bit. Fangirling.
Lydia. Oh, Lydia's KurlyChris's friend.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I have a
been
question.
Been a fan.
Do you design tattoos?
All the time. I've been asked
Ah,
I've been asked to do tattoos a lot and to just start tattooing. But in order to do my apprenticeship, I would have to not stream full time, which that's kind of the battle in my head, is like, do I become a full-time like apprentice? Because that takes about a year and it takes 12 hours a day just learning from
Buy a
a
machine, come
professional.
over, and I'll let you tattoo me.
Or I can just, what I was thinking is getting a machine and just tattooing pigskin on stream, which I would be down for.
that's perfect.
Exactly.
Or what about a live body?
Or that. I know I could do it if I put my mind into it.
Like, would you
100%.
sell one of your art pieces for a tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I would like a tattoo after you've practiced on everybody else in here. Then I'll be number 4.
And then I'll go
have-
after that.
I have a lot. I've just never done a lot. So.
Okay.
But you would
I do
commission.
draw
I'll go after
Someone
Andre.
can commission a tattoo.
I'm going last.
No, I'll go after you.
Go last, bro.
What is it
I do
gonna
draw-
take? What is it gonna take to get you to go and get that pigskin and do it on stream?
I could do that. Easy.
When?
That's easy.
He's a fixer.
Well, I want a
He's
good.
gonna
What?
help.
You want to get tattooed?
I'm saying the pigskin. Pigskin.
Okay.
I do.
I do too.
The problem with me is I'm very, like, I'm a perfectionist. So if I was to buy a machine, I need to get a good machine. So I'd have to save up to get an extremely good one and then get pigskin that's not going to stank too much, because I swear to God, I don't want to gag while I'm doing designs. But yeah, I'd be down to do that.
Cool.
I'm gonna hop in and talk about adversity, but definitely put me on that tattoo list after fatherless. Sure. I'll be last. Yeah, so it seems like everybody's had kind of interesting Twitch journeys and offered a lot of really cool advice. For me, something that was tough was that I used to be a pro gamer on Twitch. I was a professional Street Fighter player. I got to travel all around the world and play in tournaments. It was really cool. And during the day, I worked at a mixed martial arts gym. So during the day, I was street fighting, and then I would come home and street fight, and I had like a really good packed schedule of shit that I loved. But when COVID hit, the gym that I worked at shut down. So I couldn't come home and be a professional gamer anymore because the money just wasn't right. And I really struggled to find my identity and what I wanted my content to be. I have a mortgage, I have bills to pay, I don't have my day job, so streaming just isn't a fun hobby anymore for me. So this was a moment of real adversity when COVID first started. I didn't really figure it out. I think the message, I'll get to how we figured it out or what we got to, but I didn't, there was no answer. The real answer for me was chase everything that I was passionate about. I talked about politics. I hosted a dating show. I played Fall Guys. I don't know what I did. I did everything I could, but it wasn't until I like kept pursuing the things that I loved that I found. I actually went to my mom's house. She was like, no, you can't live here. I'm like, Mom, I'm broke. No, I went to go get old video game consoles, the old Nintendos. I thought those would be fun to stream. And when I was digging up the old Nintendos, what did I find? I found really old, not these, Pokemon cards, which happened to be worth a lot of money. But I didn't just stop there. I started buying boxes of Pokemon cards and setting up a distributor license and becoming an actual store and a licensed retailer. And like, so then I was making more money on Twitch than I ever had. I started this business, but it wasn't, I think a lot of times we reverse engineer it. Like you guys said earlier, we look at the analytics and we look at how many people are watching. We look at if we're going to get partner and we push and we push and we push, but we don't chase the things that we love. But it wasn't until I found the old Pokemon cards that I loved and my chat loved that I really found the thing that made me a stupid amount of money in a year. So I think the bottom line is when I was met with adversity, I just leaned into the things that I really wanted to do. And it's scary because I could lose my house, you know, if Pokemon didn't take off and, you know, 6 months later, I saved up, but you know, that doesn't last forever. But I think if we lean into the things we love, if we have that privilege to, I should say that often it works out. So that's how I got through adversity.
Damn.
Thank you for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the journey.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is when I was a big streamer too, when I was a Street Fighter streamer, when I got partnered, you had to average 500 concurrent viewers. This is old Twitch partnership. There were no affiliates, and to be a Twitch partner, you had to have 500 concurrent. I still wasn't making any money. So when you're chasing, like, I really want to get partner, or I really want 75 views, why do you want that? Are you trying to pay your bills? I mean, because that's a different goal. Then maybe merch is more important than views. So you really should analyze what's the want, and then what's the passion, and then try to make those two work together. Stop chasing like, I need 100 views or 1,000 views, because you don't really even want that. Twitch wants that, so you think you do. You know, what do you really want, and what are you passionate about? And then that'll get you through, whether streaming's your adversity or not. I think it helps.
Damn.
So I do professional fire performing. I also do graphic design. And I went to school for it. I'm technically still in school for it. But I've been doing it since I was like 13, as well as like Twitch streaming. All those things for me, what I hear people like, you're good at this, or like X, I feel like they're like gassing me up or whatever. But it kind of goes back to like the imposter syndrome thing. Is like, I kind of feel like I'm cheating, right? Whether it be like through networking, or if it's like me being like brought on to shows that, like, I remember the first time I came on here, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't feel it. I'm surrounded by people that are like quadruple, quintuple, like my viewer count. Like, I don't feel like I deserve to be here. And like going to like streamer parties or getting booked for festivals for like fire performances when I have friends that are like leaps and bounds better than me, in my opinion, like as far as skill level or like passion even, I just feel like I don't deserve it. And that's like a personal struggle that I've always had. Especially like not getting the schooling for it, or like, you know, not doing it a certain way, just going about it kind of like however, just by trying it and like shooting the shit. I mean, I kind of like fell into fire performing, just like failing upwards almost. Like I used to do martial arts and then got into raving, and it was like, here's a stick on fire, spin this around. I was like, okay. And then I really enjoyed it. So like there was a passion there, and the same goes for like graphic design. Like I don't have a degree for it, so I don't feel like I can charge X amount of money. Like I feel weird charging people for like graphic design stuff, like coming up with prices and stuff like that, because I've never had the formal schooling. I went to YouTube University essentially for all of my Photoshop stuff, but like I've been doing it since I was 13. So like it's the struggle of like, where do I stand on this? Because I don't have any markers of like what is success like look like, right? Because it's different for everyone in those like kind of niche areas.
Phantom, I'm gonna ask you a question, because I used to be an architect and I used to charge insane amount of income for designs and also basically doing the construction side for residential and commercial. I'd had the same problem. I'd have a heart attack basically trying to tell them this is how much it's going to cost, because they would react in a way that they would look like they're going bankrupt with the reaction that they would give me. So I'm going to ask you a straightforward question. I want you to spend the next 24 hours making me a graphic design for $100. Would you do it?
I would do it for my friends. Like, I would do it for, if I enjoyed it, sure.
So that's what I want to basically identify is like the difference between for your friends. Like, that's different. Because if all your friends are asking you for graphic design help, it's time to basically see if there is a non-friend. This is a viewer or somebody else outside of your friend pool. Like, where does the friend lie and where does the acquaintance lie? Because if everybody who that follows you and subscribes to you, or if they're your friends, then you're never going to make any money, because then you don't know what the difference is between a stranger and somebody who just met you and that needs your help graphic design wise. And that's where I was told by my mentor, like, identify your time, how much you want to spend on this X amount of effort, and then actually deliver that information to the person who wants to buy it from you so they can understand what they're spending their money on. Like, okay, you're asking for something that is going to take me 9 hours to complete, and this is how much it would traditionally cost. But for you, I'm willing to basically give you a bit of a discount because of that. But if you want to find someone that's cheaper, there's online work, and you can show them the direction where they can get it instead. Or they're like, no, I really want it from you, and I'll pay for that. And you need to accept that personal income that is going to be offered to you because you deserve that. You have put it in, how many years you said? Since 13?
Can't do math.
Well, how old are you now?
22.
Jesus Christ, bro. You literally have over 9 years worth of experience. That's more than a degree. I have a freaking 5-year degree in architecture, and you're far more qualified than the average person who went to school. And so give yourself some fucking credit, bro. Like, you deserve to basically identify how much you are per hour, but you also probably don't. You probably for sure know how much time it's gonna take to do something. Now there's another reverse problem here. Let's say right now I want you to design me a logo, and that logo took you 10 minutes, but you're gonna charge me $1,000 for that 10 minutes. The difference is that you're skilled enough to give me exactly what I want, and your quality of work is like 100 out of 10. And so you need to identify that as well, that, hey, not only are you basically receiving that quality from me, but I'm capable enough to basically finish it in a short amount of time. And I will offer you, X, Y, and Z afterwards, and, adjustments and whatever is needed. So you need to basically think business oriented first, and then friendships come afterwards, or else you're going to continue screwing yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Basically,
else?
Your time and the quality is what fucking matters.
Yeah.
I know we're like way over time, and I appreciate your time, but this was a deep topic. I already knew because I asked this topic. I've been doing it for so long, and I know it takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely a topic sometimes some people need to hear, so it clicks something in your brain. It doesn't matter your size as a creator. There's still stuff that people go through that you haven't maybe go through, maybe you never will go through. Hi, Wonderland. Thanks for the 5 gifted. Mm-hmm. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm not used to this setup, so I'm like looking over here. I'm like literally been talking into this light this whole entire night. This light right here, I've been talking into it like it's a mic stand or something. But
Chris,
all right, well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the show, but let's have you share what you went through, since something that's really important because I got to witness it.
Oh, with Twitch?
I would just go with Twitch right now since we're a little over time.
So I started streaming in 2017.
Try coming a little closer to the mic.
Is that better?
Just talk louder.
I don't talk loud.
I can hear it perfectly.
Okay, good.
Yeah, she sounds good.
Yeah, she sounds perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
I
Except for when you come closer, we can see it back better.
2017. And I was just streaming on my Android, and I had no ring light, nothing, no setup, didn't understand what it was, and I body painted eventually, and then I started getting pretty good at it, and I streamed 6 days a week, and then I got banned in 2019, I think. 2 years. I was pushing for a partner. And then I started on TikTok and made my way into... Can you talk about the adult industry?
But when you got banned on Twitch, it was for stupid reasons.
Yeah, I had 2 violations mid-painting, and I was always working on just painting, not making it sexual or anything, so it just shocked me that it happened to me anyways, even though I followed all the rules.
Because you're getting, like, hate reported.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh.
But
here I am.
I have a lot of stories, but I'm not going to share mine because I'm always going to be here every Wednesday, so you'll hear more about me next Wednesday in Las Vegas. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do another one in Las Vegas. Well, that's the end of the show, episode 170. Let's go ahead and do outros. We have the after party if you want to hang out and talk about other stuff. Talk about whatever you want. Take your shirt off if you want to. I know Archie does it, so.
Can I do an outro first?
Yes.
Can I do an outro first?
You
Yep.
sure can, yeah.
Very blessed, very fortunate. I don't need any follows, but I do want to point out I was creeping. I followed all of you guys. Bless X is at 999 followers on Twitch. How is she not at 1,000? Please go follow her right now. Chris, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for having me on. I'll be in the after party room for a little bit if you guys want to kick it, but I love you, Chris, and everybody. It was great meeting you.
Thank you, Andre.
Later.
Where's Andre?
Bye. Later, Andre. Thank you.
All right, next up, Haunted Youth.
Hey everybody, thanks again for having me, Chris. It's been so fun. It's my 2nd week in a row and I've had such a great time, and honestly, talking about everything has been really helpful for me, even as a creator, and I hope it's been helpful for everyone too, just to kind of like think through a lot of different scenarios and what everyone else goes through. I think it's really helpful. So I really enjoyed being here and getting to know you all. And again, I'm Haunted Youth. I stream Tuesdays through Friday and Sundays, and then Sundays we do D&D. I'm a variety streamer, so come check me out, guys. And I will see you guys later. Bye.
All right, Haunted Youth, have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Amanda, you're next.
Okay. Thanks again for having me 2 times in a row. I was a little taken aback when I saw your message this morning. I was like, I think this is a joke. I think he's
I like bringing people on from the week before, and I was like, well, you trusted me, so let's have you on again.
Yes. Thank you again for inviting me. It was nice meeting everybody again, and hope I didn't trauma dump too much, but
No.
again,
Trauma dumping is basically somebody you don't know that just drops like a ton of the text on you. You never met them once.
It's a little much.
Here.
But follow me at twitch.tv/AmandaLou. We're going to be playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on Master Mode and some scary games on Fridays, because that's what I do.
Perfect.
But thanks again, Chris, and bye, guys.
Bye, Mandaloo. Have a good night.
Bye. You too.
Next up, Fangdom.
Fangdom, you're muted.
Good catch. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm Fang, or Fangdom. I stream Monday through Fridays. Fire spitting, tarot readings, just chatting mainly. I just set up some like full body VR tracking stuff, so I did a VR stream today. We'll probably be doing that and a bunch of like IRL stuff later. I've got an IRL backpack setup coming in the mail, so I'm very excited for that. I'm also going to Miami this weekend, and I'll be back streaming.
Miami?
Yeah, I'm going to Miami.
I love that.
My partner's going to work, so I'm just there for the journey. I'll probably be streaming there. You might see Kinky Saint on my stream. We're gonna IRL at the beach. And then I come back on Tuesday, and I'll figure out what the fuck I'm doing from then. But until then, thanks, Chris, for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Bye, Fang. Have a good one.
Take care, Fang.
Bye.
Wonderland, you're next. Thanks,
okay,
Wonderland.
so yeah. So hi, I'm Wonderland again. So you can follow me anywhere, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and if I may, OF, on I Am Wonderland. I'm getting back into Twitch, trying to figure out what it's gonna look like for me. I usually stream from my job, but I am quitting said job. My last day is actually tomorrow, so we'll see what streaming looks like for me after that. But I mean, you guys can join the ride. It's gonna be really crazy and chaotic, but it's gonna be awesome. Thank you so much, Chris, for having me on again. I know, like, it was super, like, last minute on my end. I didn't see your message.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. That's all I gotta say.
But I was like, okay, I'll do it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully I get to be on again.
Definitely.
More times. But
thank you for being on, Wonderland.
Today was definitely much more deeper topics. Than
well, we're going through the deep shit.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to more.
I love to see that, and I love to have you on, and thank you for sharing. So have a wonderful night. We'll see you after party.
You too.
Archie, you're next.
What's up, everybody? My name's Archie, and I basically do New World full time. Right now, if you guys want to know what New World is, it's a massive multiplayer online RPG game, and it's pretty much dying, but I'm in the competitive circles where you're looking at 50 versus 50 competitive fights and wars. I'm also playing V Rising with our community from the tryhard and the casuals, and we have a private server where we're having multiple streamers basically stream snipe each other, the living death of each other, so it's full loot PvP. And so you guys can actually interact with me via channel points and actually enjoy throwing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon memes at me or whatever the hell is available. And yeah, I just basically stream full-time on Twitch. I also use IRL stream. That's how I met KurlyChris and many of the people on this entire Barcast. And I don't know where the hell Twitch is going with it. Variety streaming is basically the way I'm taking it, but consistency is king, and so gotta basically work on YouTube as well. Thanks, Chris, for having me here. Until next time, guys.
Thanks for your inspiration, Archie. Nice to see you again.
Always, man. And congratulations to you.
Thank you. Galaxy Moses, you next.
I'm Moses. I'm a variety streamer. I usually stream at DGen hours. I'm an autistic Puerto-Rican, and I just got a stripping pole just got ordered, so that's gonna be something that we're gonna be doing soon. So
that'd be fun.
We might do pool streams sometime too, and I also like racing games, and Tetris, and aliens are real. Okay, that's pretty.
True.
Thing. Thank you for having me.
Oh God.
Thank you, Moses.
I used to do pole competitions, by the way. So
oh shit.
If you ever need help,
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up then.
Yes.
Bye.
All right, have a wonderful night. Kat, you're next.
Do me.
Hey, I'm Kat JM. I'm a just chatting streamer. Sometimes I play Fortnite too, depending on my mood. I like to say my stream is like a FaceTime with my friends, but my friends are my chat. And yeah, it's just a good time. We do anything. Every week is different. I've done Bob Ross streams. I've done like food challenges, stuff like that. So yeah, it's fun over there, and hopefully I can see some of you guys over there on Friday. I'm back streaming. I took a month off, so I'm coming back on Friday.
All right, have a wonderful
And it was
night.
so nice to have, or it was so good to be back, because it's always fun on the podcast.
Thanks for coming on and sharing stuff too.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bless X, you're next.
Shit. I'm Bless X. I stream on Twitch every day. My days off are supposed to be Wednesday and Thursday, but I still end up streaming. I stream a lot of Valorant, a lot of just chatting, and my viewers make fun of me because I force them to listen to K-pop. Please visit me. Don't let the K-pop shoo away. Chris, thank you for having me. I had so much fun. And yeah, even though I get an anxiety attack every time I'm coming on here, I end up calming down and enjoying it. So
I love the hair, so
thank you.
have a wonderful night.
You guys too.
You gotta leave the Zoom out. You want me to kick you? I mean, some people are into that, so
Kick me.
that's fine. I'm used to it at this point. All right, Fatherless, have a good night.
Yeah, good night, guys. I can't do anything. My internet just went down, so
You're fine.
much love to you guys. Peace out.
Have a good night. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hope all's well. Get a shout out for Fatherless, please. What's up, Kay?
Hi.
I saved you for last.
Yeah, I know, and I'm super excited right now.
I did it on purpose.
Your camera just got bigger, and I'm very happy.
It's two of some of your favorite people
Sorry.
right here.
Big fan.
She's been a fan for a while.
Yeah.
Your art's amazing.
Thanks.
You're beautiful.
You're gonna meet her. You're gonna be her June 25th for the So-So event.
I know. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be great.
I get to try So-So for the first time too.
Yeah, because you're Canadian, so they don't ship it up there.
Some bullshit.
You're gonna be all of us. Kay, thank you for always being there for me. I appreciate you. You're a wonderful person. Glad for you to be a friend and be a part of the team. So, thanks for everything. Keep doing you and stuff. You're always there for me, no matter what. Like I'll disappear for a while and I'll hit you up and you're like, hey. I'm like, hey.
Aww. You can call me at any time. Got you.
I need it sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
She's super sweet. You'll like her. She's one of the good ones.
I'm kind of cool.
I'm excited to meet you in person.
Too.
She's super.
I'm a little crazy, but I'm cool. I promise.
You guys have something in common already. Alright, well listen, it was a joke. Go ahead and do your outro.
I was more offended that you called her crazy, but okay. Anyways, hi. I'm Kay. I'm tipsy. I do art the majority of the week. I also DJ, which is fun on Fridays and Saturdays. Lots of fun. We get loud, we get proud. I also IRL stream sometimes. I body paint as well, which I know Lydia and I have in common, which is really cool. Anyways, yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm a DJ. Whenever I'm on here, I always give stupid answers to awesome questions. So that's me. That's it. Follow me if you want.
DJ Katana.
If you don't, it's whatever.
That's her name. DJ Katana.
DJ Katana is my name.
Yeah.
That's my DJ name.
That's her DJ name.
Oh, awesome.
I'm still learning. I started in March. You guys can't judge me.
Alright, you keep spinning those things like you would spin other records.
No.
Have a
Well,
good night.
maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, bye.
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 Yeah, what up?
What's up?
Thank you so much for letting me use both your houses to stream. I appreciate it. Isn't it crazy? Episode 170 episodes.
What are you gonna do for 200?
200 we'll probably do like some crazy location. For my 30th we're doing a cruise. A Barcast cruise.
Can I go?
Can you go? Really? You're automatically invited. What kind of question is that?
Oh, okay, good.
Do you know how very few like OGs are left?
No.
They're probably like less than 10 out of 1,000 creators.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, everyone, just want to say thank you so much for being here and enjoying some of the deep topics tonight. I'm joking. Have a great night, everyone. Bye, everyone.